Give me one moment. I thought that I would be all prepared within 2 minutes. That's usually what it's for, but uh, I'm not. I'm almost there. Sorry. 1 second. Who is Snapchatting me at 7 o'clock in the morning? What the fuck? Go to bed. Go to bed. Sorry guys, give me like 10 more seconds. I totally like pulled up my music on one tab and then just closed out that whole window that tab was in by accident. Apologies. Okay. Try to keep this on a little minimal there. Okay. What is up, everybody? What's up, Baguette? What's up, Old Monster? What's up, Sky? Oh. Shy Miss How? Hello? Hoyex? Brenold? How's it going? Hone Inheritance. Inheritance. It seems like refinery. Are you guys talking about from like the new update? I think we talked about that a bit in my community Discord. From what at least like I can tell now, I mean, take it as a grain of salt because many times the things that IGG says seems one way and then it's just lost in translation. But it seems like it's mostly tailored towards like crossover events and like those the new superb sets that you can get. So like Ryder has 2 new superb sets between the recent one that came out with was it Rick, and then or like the Rick event and then the May event before, where if you have like a legacy superb set and you want to take your legacy superb set and build a like a crossover event one, it used to suck really bad. It still does before the update because you have to essentially break apart your armaments by going to here, and let's say we wanted to take the legacy jest or the vest piece here, and let me unequip it real quick. You used to have to go here and essentially take it and then do this reset, because then you would get the 10 copies that you would then put into the other the new piece to like level it up. And now it seems like you can use those inheritance coins or whatever have you to, instead of doing that, it just takes the copies that you have, puts it into the new one, and then you also get the hones in these first 4 slots, not including the rare hone. So it seems like it stars it up for you, but the biggest part is that you get these hones to transfer. And that was honestly like one of the toughest parts, and like really separated like most people from having like really good superb sets right away with the crossover events, was that then you would have to use hundreds or thousands of hones again to rebuild or rehone your set all over again. So I think it's a really good change personally. Like if like at least if I'm interpreting it right, it's not something that just helps the whales. Yes, it is for like the crossover event and the crossover superbs and that kind of a thing. So it's a very unique or niche thing that is primarily targeted at spenders, right? You have to spend in order to get that, but it doesn't require you to be like this huge whale or something like that. Just like as long as you have access to those crossover superbs, you could be a low spender and get one of the pieces. Or I know that you can get some of the pieces for free. Like I got a couple of the Rick pieces and I don't think I spent anything on it at all. And so it allows for you to then take, normal superbs at any spend level and move them over. So no, it's not for the whales. It helps the whales because they will have access to all the superbs and stuff. But anybody at any spend level has access to superbs and the crossover pieces. Not all of them, but day 207. I'm trying to get rich so I can buy a DLS whale account. That is a challenge. Good luck. Anything that will help free-to-play / low spenders will be essentially better for whales anyways. Yeah, that's what I mean. You like anything that helps somebody at a lower spend level will always help somebody at a higher spend level. It's not always going to be the reverse or the inverse of that, where something that helps a whale will help the free-to-play players. So this is something that actually helps everybody at any level. And so because of that, I honestly don't mind the change at all. It's probably one of the better changes they've decided to make in regards to the game. I have Sakura 130 cores, how to go about it so I can use her for Rally and Garrison with Boyd. I got Boyd and Stella with their first skill transcended. So Sakura is one of those that a huge part of her kit and why she does well for Garrison has more to do with her weapon skill, where once her weapon itself is maxed out, she goes from a 1% squad damage increase times 10 to a 3, which is the difference between 2 red hones. So 1% squad damage times 10 is 10%. A red squad damage hone is 5%, so you get 2 red squad hones of damage worth at max stacks with 1 weapon level up, all the way up to 6 at 3%, and that's where your huge difference comes from, because her rage skill, while it does work for Garrison, the heavy strike doesn't, and so that 30% damage kind of helps to make up for that. And it also works in cohesion with Boyd's 35% skill damage that he provides. In Garrison and in field. So between her 30% and his 35%, that's why it can do really well. If you want a Garrison with her, I would recommend getting the second skill, so then you can get the attack outside of just rallies. I would recommend this one here, the third skill, because when you transcend this, it makes it to where you get this added when the squad size is below 50%. You get an additional 8% squad damage reduction. That's pretty huge, actually. And especially for like those longer Garrison type fights and stuff. And yeah, the problem with that is that that's tailored more towards Garrison. If you're primarily going to use Sakura in rallies, then her rage skill becomes much more of a focal point to tier up. It's kind of a toss up, because you either have her work really, really well, or you have her work semi okay in Garrison with the second and third skill, or you give her a huge damage boost to rallies by upgrading her first skill, which I think it's like a flat 15% damage bonus. Yeah, 25 to 40% on her heavy strike. And then you can take the second skill to open up the attack to using her in the field as well. So there's a few ways to go about it. Point being, with a small amount of cores, you're not going to have her excel at anything. You're just going to be able to use her in a few things. Would have loved to be able to use it on the pirate boots when I got them. Yeah, that is kind of tough. Oh, shit. Shy Miss Howe, I appreciate you subscribing on Twitch with Prime. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Really appreciate that. You got Rick's skin or the vehicle? If so, at which order? No, I didn't go for either of them. What's best first trans? For field, her second skill, because that's how you unlock the attack to be able to be used outside of just rallies. So you can see here, during rallies, increases attack by 40%. Down here it says increases squad attack by 45%. So second skill for the attack is huge. Equally as important is probably that first skill, where you get that huge damage boost for a heavy strike. That's not something to shy from. But the 45% raw attack is typically better for most players. So I would go second skill than first skill. If you're somebody that's like way higher up in terms of like account build, and your refinery's built out all those things, there's an argument to say that you don't necessarily need the 45% attack, and you'd rather just take the raw damage spike for the skill damage. But like I said, most players second skill. Let's get these off her. Put it on him. Probably just do that, I guess. Why did... Oh, it was because I was doing the Titan thing. That's right. I got passed by Dutchman. That makes sense. I'm not a fucking maxed account like he is. Thank you for your content and commitment to this community. Happy to. I know I'm not here all the time anymore because I'm busy, but I am still here. And if you are on my community Discord, you know that because I respond to a ton of messages every day. I respond to messages while I'm at work. I can't stream while I'm at work. That's not a thing. If there is no Ribbon to be Boyd's assistant Garrison, is Bodala good enough to take his place? No. Even Victor. I can't spell this morning. Do you think Marco or Miyamoto will drop off when the next hero comes? I think Marco, you're already starting to see a huge drop off for him. The huge appeal around Marco was that at the time we didn't have anybody that cut HP remotely close to how much he was cutting HP. Um, and he still was viable with Claude coming out because you could put him in front of Claude. And then while Claude is debuffing people, if they targeted that Claude March, then you would trigger um, Marco's HP cut. But I think that he's starting to get phased out, not necessarily because of him in general, but more so just the behavior of his kit. Now you have the heroes like the new ranged hero, Sharon or Sharon, whatever his name is. You have him, you have Julian, you have Claude, all these people that are dealing HP cut um, uh, on their own basis. Like, so they're just using it without the necessity of a trigger to have that happen. So you're more in control of consistent HP debuffs. But Marco's one of those where if he's not getting targeted, he's not cutting HP. And so that inconsistency there is kind of what's phasing Marco out, where heroes now have HP cut on their own terms instead of someone else needing to hit you for it. So I think that that's the primary reason why. Oh, shit. Oh shit. MKA 1960. Thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. Holy shit, you guys are just dropping Twitch Prime subscriptions like they're nothing. Like they're Halloween candy over here or something. Appreciate you guys. Holy shit, you guys are certainly not needing to do that, but thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Sent you a report, Z. Any advice you got from me? Oh, okay, I got you. Oasis, give me one moment. 2 skills require 140 cores, right? I got 135. So maybe we'll get 5 more and upgrade our first and second skill for Rally or Garrison. Yeah, I mean, if you want to use her as a hybrid in Rally or Rally and Garrison, then I would say that that first skill is super helpful, like I said, because it really helps you in the rally damage and in the field. That second skill is super necessary to use her in the field as well, but then it also opens up the attack for Garrison. I would probably take those two first. The 8% squad damage is huge, or squad damage reduction is huge for Rally or Garrison, but it also kind of depends. Like, if you're going to level her up like that, you're probably going to be using her in the field as well. So I think that the first and second skill still have a slight priority over that as well, or over her third skill, I should say. He's in chat. Oh, yeah, you're probably right. If they're messaging me right now, they're probably in chat. You're right, but sorry, I'm having to like reach over my desk, try to open up the window. Hello, Z. Best pair for Boyd and Field, except Aaron. Boyd and Sakura do really good for the same reason we were just talking about. Sakura stacks her flat squad damage as she's using her rage skill, so that paired with the fact that he has a 35% skill damage is good. Outside of that, you can do Isabella. Isabella has a debuff, plus she has increased rage regen and increased skill damage. So it just, a lot of that pairs really well with Boyd. And she has move speed, which is one of the downfalls of Boyd in the field, is that he's really slow. So high offensive stats, move speed, that kind of a thing, and a debuff. It's all really good synergy with Boyd. If you don't have him, or sorry, if you don't have Isabella or you don't have Sakura to the point where you can use her, I'd probably say something like Miyamoto, just because Miyamoto has an AoE, so the skill damage that Boyd provides will be helpful. Miyamoto also has the flat damage as well, like infantry squad damage. And then high attack stats also. So a lot of those offensive stats plus the AoE pairs well with the fact that Boyd has sustain and a lot of survivability with his multiple shields that he has. So just good synergy there as well. So those would probably be the main three. I think the next collab hero is infantry. Yeah, that's what we're all kind of thinking as well. If you're going in order, at least, I think infantry is the next one that's due. I'm trying to think, is it ranged? No, because Aaron's a rider. Yeah, it should be infantry because it was May and then Marco and then Jack or Bronte or whatever his name is. So yeah, infantry would be the next one if you're going in order at least. I have 5 mil Miyamoto Eileen, Boyd Julian, Bodala Claude. My Sakura will be awakened after this TC. Should I replace any of the heroes for a better outcome? If needed, I can send my PM for more advice. No, you don't necessarily have to do that, but like I think the Bodala is decent in the sense that he can keep somebody alive that's like a debuff squad or whatever have you, or a buff squad, but he doesn't really have any real performance outside of that. His damage is like very mid, very low. So I would probably look to get rid of the Bodala. And I would honestly probably use Claude behind Boyd at that point, where Boyd again has a lot of shields and a lot of sustain. Claude has the damage reduction on taken and such, and so because of that, you'll like those shields will essentially have more efficiency and more use. And then I would just put Sakura in front of Julian. Um, yeah, because Julian has a lot of really healthy stats for field as well, so that pair works. Like I've even used that pair, so. I got Boyd at first skill transcended. Should I go for his second or his fourth skill? His third and his fourth skill are the worst in terms of performance. Third and fourth are basically identical in terms of their effectiveness. They don't seem like it, especially the rage regen one. You think it's a lot better than it actually is. That rage regen actually only lasts 3 seconds after 2 skill uses. So it's only like a 25% efficiency mark because it takes about 12 seconds to stack that, and then you only get it for 3 seconds. So 3 out of 12, that's where the 25% comes from. So first and second skill are the most important ones, especially if you want to be able to use Boyd in the field. That second skill, Transcended, is huge. I think S tier heroes will become eventually obsolete by new generation of S heroes with the same role. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we already see that with Sakura, or sorry, it was Stella. Like I use Sakura Jin, for example. I'm just waiting for the next infantry rally hero that'll come out at the end of the year, and I think Stella will become obsolete at that point. And in a sense that where like especially like Stella, like so much of her stuff is based around counter damage, even though she's a rally hero. So she only gets real use if you swarm her or if you're tanking the tower. But if you're like on a flank rally, all of that counter damage and stuff like doesn't come into effect. You don't actually stack war wheel stack if you're like a counter rally and such. So it's an odd one. Same thing like with a flank rally. You can't flank a tower as a second or third rally with Stella because you don't stack war wheel stacks. So I think that we're already starting to see some of that obsoleteness like come into play. They were great when they first came out because we didn't have any other options. I think is why they were great. But now we're starting to see like with Nova and stuff like that pairing with Ethan, we're already seeing like better synergistic heroes and better toolkits come out. So I think like Stella will be the next one to leave. Um, Chasey, even though she's the same age in terms of coming out in the game as Stella or came out during the same generation of heroes, I think has the ability to stay in the game longer. She does have a very well-versed kit for Garrison. I think that her pitfall is the fact that she can get swarmed out very easy because she's just very basic damage oriented. So if I was to say, like, the reason why Chasey would get phased out is that the next Rider Garrison hero at the end of the year would essentially solve that problem or that gap that Chasey has. So she'd be harder to replace because she's so good in her role, but she does have a very prominent gap or weak point that you can capitalize on. So yeah. Facing Stella Garrison is absolutely true. There are better options because skill damage deals like 12 times more damage than counter damage does. More like 10 times the amount with her because she actually does have some counter damage scaling. It does work and it is efficient, but you have to think about it at the end of the day. Like, she is a rally hero, so she does work in Garrison, but she was not created to Garrison, if that makes sense. And so I think that's kind of like the point that I'm getting towards. STTH, is that who is? Sorry, I'm like having to squint to look at my screen. His question, that basically like other rally heroes will come out better for their specific roles, and better Garrison heroes will come out for those specific roles as well, and you won't need to use a rally hero in Garrison. That kind of a thing is more of what I'm getting at. I remember when Thunder was meta, damn those days. Now Big Boy needs a revamp. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that he either gets reworked or a skin. I honestly was under the impression that he would get a skin back when the skins were first coming out, like Louis and Miyamoto and stuff, and they changed their kits. I think that a Thunder skin that would completely change his kit would be really cool, actually. I think that'd be a cool approach. But Oasis, you sent me something. Is this you? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. I don't know how I missed your original message. Unless you just sent me both of these just now. No, no, I think I remember seeing this message a while back, actually. I don't know what happened. I would swap these two around for sure. Like this, I don't mind this pair. Well, okay. Actually, no, we're gonna change this up. Julian needs to go behind Sakura. Bodala needs to go in front of Claude. Reason being is that Julian, while it is great for him to lead because he can then HP cut for his support, he doesn't have the skills talent tree. And so because of that, he loses out on a lot of rage regen. And if you look in reports, it actually takes on average 9 to 10 seconds for him to trigger his rage skill as opposed to 6 or 7. So you lose about 30% efficiency in terms of how quick you're firing off your rage skill. And so I would, in your case, oh, sorry. I would move Julian behind Sakura and just make this a high damage pair with the two, plus a debuff with him, and then move Bodala in front of Claude. Since Claude doesn't do any damage anyways, at least give him somebody with a skills talent tree to then trigger the Claude debuff also. So that way both Julian and Claude's debuffs are firing off far faster and every 6 seconds, instead of both of them firing off every 9 or 10 seconds, or even 11 seconds. So that's the first thing I would do. I mean, these are all double statted. You're fine there. This is 16 and 15. And even though I know you don't have a ranged march in here, you do have a rider one. So I would start with rider and get the rider ones to 12 next. Get these to 12, and then come behind and get these to 12 actually as well. And that'll give you a huge spike in your firepower and protection for far, far cheaper than trying to raise these two right now. And then honestly, as long as your hones aren't littered with a bunch of Rally and Garrison yet, which they're not, then yeah, you're fine there. And Beasts, you just got this account, so Beasts, just like anybody else's account, are a work in progress. Just keep working on them. Make sure that whatever pairs you're pairing trigger, like this triggers off of crit, so that's fine. This triggers off of combos, so that's fine. Counter. And then I think the jellyfish does counter or combo, so I think you should be fine there too. So, what about Louis? He has no skin. Is he good? I have Ethan and Stella, but I didn't build them. You could do Louis, like if you don't have any other option, but there's certainly better options. So if you don't have it, then yeah, that's fine. What's up, Mark? How's it going? Very low spending infantry player here. Any advice for me what I should focus on next, or missing something? Okay, cool. I mean, pairs are good. Nothing wrong with this in terms of pairing at all. When your Isabella is done, I would, let's see where your armaments are, because I imagine, yeah, Boyd's going to have your best infantry armaments. Oh, Miyamoto is, okay. That makes sense because he's the AoE one. When your Isabella is done and awakened, I would move Isabella behind Boyd because they both have skill damage, and you have the skill damage unlocked for field. So this would be a 50% skill damage march, or 60% actually, I think, between Boyd and Isabella, and they just become a high single target nuke pair. And then I would put your second best armaments on that. So you'd have your high AoE damage with Miyamoto Eileen. You would have high single target damage with Boyd and Isabella. And then a Dut and Julian would just essentially be like a hybrid where it's a debuff march and such. It's also kind of nice because a Dut has that damage reduction clearing nullification. Yeah, if the damage reduction debuff is on your squad, there's a 50% chance to nullify it, or essentially remove it, and then heal your squad. So if you get debuffed by, say, Claude, or Claude, because he reduces the damage, or things like that, she can just essentially wipe that off and then heal the squad. So it helps to keep Julian alive to debuff more. So that's what I would do there in terms of the pairing. You do have damage, which is nice, and you actually have fairly high damage, so I'm not going to tell you to do anything else other than that. Yeah, you're honestly totally fine there. You're at 20 and 18 here, so I'll give you the same advice. I usually tell this to people once they hit level 16 in one of them, but since you're at 20 and 18, I would get these 4 to level 12. Reason being is that if you look at the effectiveness of spending and such, and basically like the cost to raise 1 lethality or 1 firepower, you will obtain so much more firepower and protection raising these and getting them to level 12 than trying to get the same amount from here. It'll cost you like 2 to 3 times the amount. So I would get these to 12 quick, and that'll raise your firepower and protection up at a cheap or at a far cheaper rate, especially where you made mention that you're a low spender. It's more in your favor to do those types of decisions. That'll get you the most gain for the least amount of spend. And that added firepower and protection will help your infantry anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then also, for every 100 firepower or protection that you get 1 squad attack or squad defense. So you're not missing out on a lot of base stats either by doing that. You'll still get benefits to your infantry. So that's what I would do there. Again, same thing with armaments. As long as you're not littered with a bunch of rally and garrison homes, then you're perfectly fine, which it doesn't look like it, so all is well there. And then beasts, even people that are at a high spend level, they're a work in progress still. So, I mean, you've got combo, crit with crit, crit with crit, crit with crit. So you're fine there as well. Nothing to report back on. Looks like you're running a hybrid. Let's see, what is this? Combo counter. Crit counter. Where did you do the combo counter at? Combo counter is the third one. I would look to maybe get one of these, a crit set instead of the counter one on Ash, just because they're both crit beasts. And Ash triggers as a support beast off of crit. So that's one thing I would bear in mind, is to try to play your chips around what triggers your skills, especially the support beast active skill. But that's the only other thing. It's a minor change as well. So, I mean, other than that, all is pretty well. Make a couple of those changes around in heroes, get these leveled up, and then maybe rework a couple beast chips. But other than that, yeah, should be good. I hate that they swarmed Chasey so easily. She'd be perfect hero if she had AoE. Yeah, but it's also one of those things where you have to, like, when you create heroes in the game and you make meta shifts and stuff, like, you have to create weak points. You have to create weaknesses. Otherwise, there's no point in building other troop types and other heroes and stuff like that. Like, if one troop type had the perfect rally and garrison heroes that, you know, were high damage, high sustain, AoE, you know, rage regen, debuffed, like all these different things, if they did all those things, there would be no reason to build the other troop types. And also at the same time, if you try to combat that and say like, oh, well, we'll do that for riders, and then on the next infantry one, we'll do it for them, and then after that, we'll do it for ranged or whatever have you, then you're just making it to where someone has a great experience for 3 months, then they have a shit experience for the next 9 months. So yeah, you do have to create those weak points. So then like 70% of the hero is great, but they have that 30% that, you know, makes them not impossible to fight. Like that's just meta balance and game balance. So that's the thing with Chasey, is that she has really high sustain in Garrison in terms of skill damage reduction and very high single target damage. So she does really, really great in like the 1v1s, but then her weak point is the fact that she can get swarmed out and weaker on multi-rallies. Infantry garrisons, they're great because they can, you know, take a beating because they have a lot of shields, but they don't have the most damage output. So while they can sustain a lot of damage, their damage output side of things suffer. From ranged, they have very high damage with the AoE, you know, circular AoEs and stuff like that they have, and it hits really, really hard, but they can still get swarmed out because they have very low defense and low HP. And that circular AoE is limited to 5 marches. So essentially half of the marches that are hitting the tower aren't getting hit by AoE. So Nova Ethan, yeah, I mean, it can be, but it's still very, like, I got swarmed out by Ares and Zero with their max accounts, but you can do it. I mean, I'm rallying infantry into ranged, so I mean, It is possible, and you can trade still really, really decently, even though they're brutal to fight. But it is possible. It is possible. I was thinking about changing all my homes to lethality and block since my garage has attack and defense. Is that smart or no? Yeah, that's actually the absolute best way to build it. You have to look at not only just like the stat or the stat effectiveness, but also the stat scarcity, right? There's only one place that you get lethality and block, and that is your armaments. But you get attack and defense from everywhere. You get it from your research, your alliance tech for just being on your territory. You get it from heroes and their base stats. You get it from your garage. You get it from your equipment. You get it from your parts. You get it from skins. You get it from all these places. And so if there are stats like lethality and block that you can obtain elsewhere, then I would do it. You know, it's a multiplier to the attack and defense, and it's not, again, it's not something you're going to get somewhere else. So if you can target it, great. But the hard part about targeting lethality and block is that it's all chance based, so it can get very expensive very fast if you try to target certain homes. It's good to hope for them and prefer them, and if you get them, keep them. But in terms of just like direct targeting, sorry, it's quite difficult to do on a roulette-based system. It's not like your refinery where you can just pick the stats that you want, that kind of a thing. But yes, you're in the right mindset, Rabbit. What weakness does Nova and Ethan Garrison have? They're just their low base defense and HP stats that. So you can see defense and HP are 207 and 222. Infantry is 233, 247. And Riders 231, 236. So the weak point for range is that any attack and stuff like that, defense and all that you get, yes, they may have high HP stats. Yes, they may have defense, yada, yada, yada. But those all multiply against the base stat here, which is this white number here. And because that number is so low, it doesn't matter how much you stack. They'll always be playing from a disadvantage. And so they can still get swarmed out and stuff. As a low spend, should we focus on physical beasts, as we can only max so many? Not necessarily. Physical beasts are the time that you focus on physical beasts is that if I can ask you, as someone that's trying to help you with your account, if you come to me and ask for advice, and I ask you at any point in time, do you plan on rallying or garrison? Even if you're not the main rally, even if you're not the main garrison, but at any point in time, do you plan on rallying something, counter rallying, garrisoning, whatever have you? If the answer is yes, that at some point you may, again, even if you're not the main, then you must build at least one physical beast, because that 400% attack or defense boost that they get in their third skill here, up to 400%, it's a non-negotiable. That helps way too much in rallies and garrisons, and if you don't have it, you get punished for it big time. I'm coming for AR, buddy. Hold, sit tight. I'm not the one that has to hold and sit tight. We're going to be playing an Apex, so I think you have to hold and sit tight, but that is a whole different discussion. Am I full? No, hell no. I'm not even going for Nova. I just have Nova because I happen to get a couple points or whatever during AR doing other things. But you can see I only got like 13 fragments. I got enough to unlock her. That's it. I'm not a ranged player. I might get him probably eventually because I do have one ranged march that I have, but I'm by no means like a ranged player. It's like what I'm leveling up next because it's a 6 mil set, but again, I have no emphasis or focus on ranged at all. All my stuff is infantry based, so like I primarily operate around this. I use her for infantry, he's infantry. So, who's the best supports for garrison and rally beasts? If you're on a budget, second physical beasts. Cross element is always great. Garrisons, the grass and the counter does the best. Like if you can get Gaia Deer. Honestly, just any support beast that plays off of what they do. So rallies, you're going to want a lot of combo and crit. With the garrison, you're going to want a lot of counter and crit. So I transcended Ethan for garrison because Ethan can actually be used with other troop types. So Ethan has the AoE here, the counterattack, stack the gunfire, and then transcending this removes the range defense requirement to where he can, I use him for infantry, but you can't do that with Nova. So no, I won't be using Nova for garrison. Plus the next infantry new hero that we get released will be a garrison one anyway, so that's what I'm saving up everything for. CA, can I send you an Arena of Doom report for review? I need help to optimize my marches for field and arena. Yeah, absolutely. That's totally fine. By all means. Yep, no worries at all. Appreciate you. Do you have any advice for my pairing and the rest maybe, but mostly my pairing? I'm not sure about that watching your live stream. Sure. Are you using all these marches in the field, or are you using only a couple of them? Because this is going to be a leader set, right? Because, yeah, Claude is a leader. I'm trying to think, is there anybody else that you could put here? You could, I don't know, like, I see what you're doing with the Claude Lee. It's just that pair gets really punished because, like, there's no, like, real defense here other than Claude's damage reduction, and he doesn't have the skills tree, so it's probably not triggering very fast at all. And you have one, two, like, pretty much like 3 pairs that are okay. But these ones are so low that I wouldn't even know if I would use them. So I mean, your Claude isn't even done yet, though, either, now that I look at it. 5552. I don't know. I would probably just stick to this right here. Just use these in fields, and these hero pairs are totally fine as well. Like, and then just as you're building these up over time, like once you get at least one of these armament pairs to at least 2 mil to match down here, then consider it. But until then, I would probably just stick with these 3, because if you're sending 5 out, you're probably getting punished pretty hard. Yeah, I mean, you got a couple of them that have the double stats on it. If you can do the double stats on the other 2, those are the only ones that I would recommend. You're full rider, so this makes sense. Once both of these get to level 16, I would push these to level 12. Once this, actually do this. Once you get this one, your rider defense to level 12, get these other ones to level 6. All 4 of these, get them to level 6. Then turn around and get these from level 12 to level 16, and then push these from level 6 to level 12. So again, in order, 12, 6, 16, 12. That's what I would do. And then again, as long as you don't have a bunch of rally and garrison homes, then yeah, you're fine there as well. Combo, counter, crit, combo, crit. Yeah, you're fine with the beast as well. What stats do you think the new Garrison SGO need to have to save infantry players from quitting the game? I don't know why you would quit the game as infantry. Infantry's in a super solid place. Infantry's probably in the best place it's ever been, so I don't know why you would want to quit as an infantry. What do we need for Garrison? An AoE skill, rage skill would be nice. Other than that, not necessarily. I can't really think of anything in mind. Like, honestly, we just need a Garrison hero, because right now we're running Boyd with rally heroes like Stella or Sakura, so, or Ethan, which is ranged, a ranged Garrison hero. So we just don't have a really good Garrison second hero. But even without it, like, we're performing extremely well. So yeah, no problem, Sky. Why there was no honing challenge this All-Star? Unfortunately, I'm not a developer, so I can't tell you that. How can I find you? You're not an FIB. You can, here, I'll just I'll copy my player ID. Here you go. You can just send it to that. Yeah, we're playing Apex. We're doing Apex all month. We did Apex Extreme Showdown. We did Apex Island Raid. And then we'll do Apex AR as well. And I think we'll probably just stay there. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, actually. I can't even lie. Yeah, you can go to Gold Vault, too. Yeah, you can go to the FIB Gold Vault. It's actually a good point, too. Then you can just find me. If you could transcend 2 skills on Arena for both Field or Arena of Doom and Rally, what would they be? Oh God. I don't even know because I don't even have any of her shit transcended. I think the first skill was one that you needed to do. Yeah, because it gives you that additional instance of damage that you can do, plus it gives you a minimum instance of one as well. The second skill I do know that you need to do because you said for field, right? Yeah, for field. Yeah, you do want her second skill transcended because you get the HP to go from rallies to normal, and then the third skill is really nice. Also, honestly, I would do the second and third skills. Second skill unlocks the HP. Third skill gives you the bonus own skill damage increase of like what is that, like 15%? Increases. Yeah, and this increases rider squad damage reduction by 5%. Yeah, I don't know. It's up to you. You could either take the bonus instance of damage from the first one, or you could take the 15% bonus skill damage bonus that this is going to give as well, which is actually pretty big considering that she does a lot of skill damage, single target skill damage in 1 second. So you either get the one bonus instance of damage minimum plus the one potential bonus instance of damage maximum, or you just take a guaranteed flat 15% skill damage bonus. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those, but you do want the HP available outside of rallies at all times. Um, I need space for one more. Depends if you're willing to fight at that caliber, I guess. I've got the damage reduction to gold part this time. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Hello, Z. Do you think the next infantry garrison will have AoE? I can't tell you. It's all speculation. If if you were to ask like if it's something I want, then yeah. Am I hoping for it? Yeah, absolutely. Do I think it's gonna come? Hard to say, because we've needed AoE on garrison. I don't think we've ever had an AoE garrison infantry hero. Thunder was AoE debuff. Riven was single target plus shields, and then Boyd is single target plus shields. So we've never had it. So it's hard to say if they'll ever give it to us, but it is something that we want, right? So we'll see. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought, is that with field you can, like, it's primarily the first skill because you get that bonus instance of damage, but 15% flat skill damage isn't really anything to shy from either, because that does also still help whoever you pair her with, which would be like, the Janets, the Ricks, the Felixes, any of those. It would increase their skill damage as well. So if you're looking at her, just her specifically, then yes, I think that the first skill is the option. But when you look at her pairing and the fact that she gives 15% additional skill damage up to, that can be quite a bit of damage for the pair as a whole. Thanks, man. I'll go second and third then. Yeah, no problem at all. Holy shit, we're getting messages to come in. I am low to mid spender here. I need help with March's optimization. I also have a Dut and Stella Awakened, but no super weapon. How many troops do I have? Not a lot. 5 mil. Yeah, minus the 200,000 here, like 5 mil flat. 3 mil infantry, 1 mil, 1 mil. I don't like to inflate my account with troops. All my might comes from other things. Squad. Yeah, squad's only 77 mil of my power. Or of my might. Let's see. These are all fine, honestly. The only thing, you said that you have a Dutton Stella. Yeah, these are fine. Like, the hard part about it is that, like, let's check your armaments. 3, 4, 3, 3. Okay, this one is an outlier. So this is what I would do, Shy. I don't know if you do. I don't know if you send 5 marches out or not. If you do, I probably wouldn't, because you can make this optimized. Since this one is an outlier and is at 1.9 and your next lowest is 2.9, I would wait until you get this to 2.9 before you send it out. And then what I would do in its place, because that's going to give you time to build other heroes like Eileen or something like that, what I would do at that point is I would just take Bianca out and then put Bodala in front of Claude, and then run all these other hero pairs plus Bodala Claude in this. Oh, actually, Claude's the leader because you have a leader set, huh? Then I would probably do Claude Bodala. Well, no. I would just take this march out altogether. That's what I would just take this march out altogether. Because I think that this march, it's giving you the Bodala shield, but the Bodala doesn't do a lot of damage. And then Riven has no movement speed in the field and has a lot of perks when she's on Alliance territory. So she's slow. There's no damage coming from this march, and it's your weakest one. So if it gets targeted, you're just giving up a lot of free points and filling up your hospital, and it's going to cost you a bunch. I would just run these four. Your hero pairings are fine. Ideally, you have someone with the skills talent tree for all of them, but since this is a leader set, you would need like Isabella. So if you get Isabella, put Isabella here and give her the armament set. But until then, this is totally fine. Is that what you marches? Yeah, your marches are fine. Other than that, I don't have a lot at all. Like it may not be a lot, or it may be a lot to like other players, but you have to consider that I play in Apex. It's not a lot. No, they don't. They don't. They don't. You are taking no. You've already contradicted yourself. The reason why it is like that is because when you look at the S tier hero releases, Ranged is the first heroes to get their first new generation meta pair. So the way that it works is that every year, every troop type will get one rally hero and one garrison hero, right? Okay. That means that one year you're going to get one rally, one garrison. The next year you're going to get one rally and one garrison. So every 2 years, you will have the new meta hero pair for rallies or for garrison for that troop type. You will have your two rally heroes. You will have your two garrison heroes. Infantry is in a suffering place right now for Garrison because they have Boyd as their Garrison hero, but they don't have a second S tier Garrison hero yet. Ranged does. They got Ethan, and now they have Nova. They're the first ones to do it. Riders will have their Rubina, plus they will have a new rally hero coming up. And then with that, we will also have as infantry our Boyd plus another S tier Garrison hero. So it's not that we're in a really shitty place. It's just that it's not our turn yet. We have to get through Riders getting their new rally hero, and then we get our infantry garrison. And then at the end of the year, Ranged will get their new rally hero to pair with Cedric, and then we will get our new rally hero to pair with Sakura, and Riders will get their new garrison hero. So you're taking it from a perspective of, oh, they have Nova Ethan, so they're outclassing everyone. Yes, because they were the first one to get their second hero pair. We just don't have ours yet. That's all it is. It's not speaking from a strong account perspective, none of that stuff. They just have the new ranged garrison meta hero pair that will be the meta for the next 2 years before we got our second one. And that's just, someone's going to be the first one to get it. Someone's going to be the second. Someone's going to be the third. And we're not first. That's all it is. But give it like 2 months and we'll have ours and nothing will change. Please make video about your account review all you have. No. No. There is no value or need to come out of that at all. And if you want to see my account, you can see my account. And the same advice I give to other people is the same advice I've given to myself and that I've followed on. So again, it wouldn't really be much benefit. Like, I'm not telling you anything that I'm not telling everybody else to do with their account. In the squad for field and arena. Okay, I'm also gonna just like tell this to you guys, like as a statement, like now, do not focus on arena reports because arena has completely different behaviors than field. In the field, you can take all 5 of your marches and target the appropriate marches that you want to. In arena, it's completely random. You can have like your placements and stuff like that of where you put heroes and which ones they focus on first, but there's no control over it. We use arena as a snapshot of your account so I can see all the different aspects of your account at once, but don't ever use arena as like a means of how strong you actually are because it's a very poor reflection. It's just it's a click and you immediately get the report back kind of thing. Then Doomsday is not that kind of game when it comes to actual combat. um I would move Julian behind Boyd and Claude behind Bodala. This, like, he has no damage. He has no damage, so just pair those together. They both do, so put them together. This is fine, and this is fine. Your hero pairings are fine, but yeah, move Julian behind Boyd and move Claude behind Bodala. You have 1, 2, 3 pieces with the double stat. Looks like you just need to do this. I mean, you have the counter damage, so I would still go for an attacker defense plus attacker defense stat here. But other than that, I would stop leveling this up and get these to tier 3 level 1. Tier 3 level 1 provides a lot more provides more stats than tier 2 maxed. So I would get these to tier 3 level 1 to match and then start leveling those up as well. This is 17 and 14. Get these to tier 3 level 1 and then get them all to tier 3 level 6 minimum before you start working on this more. Armament, same thing, is that we're just going to make sure that you don't have a bunch of Rally and Garrison Hones littering it, which you don't, so yeah, you're fine there. Combo, crit, 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 combo, yeah, you're fine. So we need much more than AoE. We don't need much more than AoE. Not at all. Again, like, this is the same thing I was saying earlier. People have this weird expectancy that every troop type needs to do everything like perfect. Infantry needs to be high damage on Rally, high damage on Garrison, like this, that. And it's like, that's not what they do. The whole point of having different troop types, different hero types, different base stats is that different troop types will thrive in different scenarios. Ranged have a lot of AoE, have a lot of rage regen and stuff, and that helps make up for the fact that they have the lowest base stat defense and HP. Their survivability is their high damage. For infantry, they have lower damage output, but they have so much HP cut, so much sustain, so much shields, all those types of things, that the damage mitigation such that they have evens the trade out. You might hit me more, but I absorb so much of it because I have so many shields that I'm reducing your damage, so now our trades are even. With riders, they have high mobility. Riders only have 3 heroes that have defense as one of their stats on their hero skills. You've got them like on Elena and Daryl and such. They don't thrive on that. Their defense is their high mobility. All of their heroes have movement speed for the most part, so they're able to hit you and run away when their screen turns red. You can't catch up. So because you have these different play styles on the heroes and such, it allows for you to create different metas and different play styles to the game. Again, if one troop type did everything perfect, they had high damage and rallies, high sustaining Garrison, all these different things, there would be no reason to build any other troop type, and that would be a poor game experience. PC specs, 64 gigs of RAM, 3090 Ti, Ryzen 9. I don't know. I haven't upgraded it in a while, so there's a lot of room for improvement for sure. I mean, you're running double stats on all these. There's nothing wrong with that. Looks like you're an infant. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that. These are 23, 24. I would get these to 16 ASAP. Hopefully you're in the live stream. I would get these to 16 ASAP because it's super expensive to get these from 23 to max, and it's minimal on the firepower protection you get. But getting these to 16, you would actually save a lot of upgrade material than trying to get these pushed up, and you would probably get twice as much firepower and protection. You don't have a bunch of Rally and Garrison on your stuff, so you're good there too. Yeah, I mean, hero pairing, hones are fine. This is good. This is good. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with any of this. Like, um, if you wanted to like make some changes, what could you do? I would probably move Eileen to Miyamoto and have a raw AoE pair. I'd put Boyd with Sakura because they both have flat damage and skill damage increases, and then this becomes a hybrid AoE and single target damage march that's like super high damage, and then Adut and Stella would be fine together because neither one of them have something in their kit that shines in field, and so you can just keep them together for just like an infantry sustained march, and then this is fine also. So I would do Miyamoto, Eileen, Boyd plus Sakura, and then Adut plus Stella would be what I would change there. Physical, counter, combo, same thing, crit, and then yeah. I mean, your beasts are fine too. There's nothing wrong with these. Look at your chips, combo, crit, OC combo. Yeah, your chips are fine too. So the only thing I would do is I would just make a couple changes here to kind of optimize it a bit. Make sure that these get leveled up before these because you'll get a lot more stats for cheaper. And you have double stats there. So other than that, yeah, everything looks good. Just curious why they haven't rolled out an S tier Garrison leader hero or a collab leader hero. That's one of the questions you'd have to ask them. The rest of us can speculate, but I mean, they didn't really release anything leader-wise for a long time. Like, we got Bianca and Victor, and then nothing new for leaders for, like, what, a year and a half or something like that after they came out? 2 years, and then Claude came out. So, I think leaders are kind of just playing catch-up at this point. AOD is mainly to see if pairing is good and the rest of the account is well built, in my opinion. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's all the AOD is for. It's not to see how did you actually perform against someone. It's just that then I can see what hero pairs you're typically running. I can check your parts. I can check your equipment, your garage. I can check your hones on all of your sets. I can check your beast and your beast chips. So it's a lot easier to just check it there than you needing to send me all of them individually. What's up, Karmjeet? How's it going? Bro, you type like a beast? What do you mean, like I type fast? Well, I don't know what you mean by that. I need advice for field fighting. I have T6 with 4 mil armaments. I have Bodala, Miyamoto, and Eileen. What pair is the best for field fighting? I'm using Eileen and Miyamoto, but need advice. They're 3 awake. I mean, I would just run Miyamoto and Eileen at that point. Bodala is really, really poor performance, period. He just, like, he's good at keeping who he's with alive, but you only really need that for, like, your debuff or buff marches. Like, if you have a Claude behind him, or like a Julian, or like a Bianca or something like that. Other than that, like, I would just go raw AoE combo. I'm good, thank you. Glad to hear you're doing well too. People before complained why heroes release so fast. Now they complain why they're not releasing fast. So actually, here's the thing too. If you really look at it, they actually haven't increased the release of heroes at all. It's been the same schedule, same thing where rider, ranged, and infantry all get one rally and one garrison hero per year on a 6-month rotation schedule. So you'll get a new infantry hero beginning of the year, new infantry hero end of the year. What they did increase was the collabs. So we used to not have collabs. Then we did with May, then Marco, then Jack, and then now Aaron. So the collab heroes are net new. So that threw one of them in there. And then we did have Victor and Bianca, and then radio silence on leaders. And now they've brought out recently some leaders as well. They brought out Claude, they brought out Isabella. So it's like, it seems like it's faster, but they're just releasing leader heroes, which they weren't doing before. And then they brought out collabs. So it's not like actually insanely faster per se. Nothing's actually really come out faster. It's the overlap of all those that makes it seem faster. Yeah, no worries at all, Karmjeet. Happy to. No problem, MIB. When we will get married? Brother, I've been with my girlfriend for 10 years and we're not married, so you probably have to take a number and get in line on that one. I'm just going to follow your advice. Keep building my riders. I can only give you the same advice that I give to 130 mil AOD players as well. Right? Like, I helped him with his account. and he is 124 mil in AOD. Like, this is a maxed account fighting other maxed accounts. He asked for advice. I gave him a ton of advice as well. And then he put it to practice, and he said that it worked and that it improved. So I'm giving you guys the same advice that I give to maxed accounts. And I have a resume of it working for maxed accounts, so I probably know what I'm talking about. And it's also the same thing that I apply to my own account. So, oh, item is delisted. How much gold will it take to get the collab hero to a decent level? I don't know. A lot of that stuff is always like roulette based, and they do that on purpose. Someone might get it for half the price that it takes you. Riders don't really have speed anymore. I've let go of speed hones and settled for the Thalidium block. I'm slow now, though. Sucks sometimes because even range keeps up. Yeah, because they're starting to kind of spread it out. So the meta has shifted quite a bit. So with riders, you see a lot more, how would you put it? Like new aspects are coming to riders that they didn't have before. So riders used to be very single target damage, right? Let's think about it. So Elaine, or what is her name? Is it Elena? Yeah, Elena. So think about Bella, Elena, Rick, or not Rick, Felix, Chasey, Rubina. All these heroes have one thing in common. They're all single target damage. Then Janet comes out, and she brings AoE into the mix to where now all of a sudden the rider's skills can deal AoE damage. They have Daryl. Daryl makes it to where riders now have AoE damage. And then they brought out Aaron. Aaron makes it to where, yes, you can use Aaron with anybody, but it's labeled rider and it has AoE, right? So there is a meta shift here by introducing something net new to riders that they didn't have before. With ranged. Ranged was it used to be where infantry was the only ones that had like the debuffs and that kind of a thing. Now all of a sudden ranged has someone that's actually cutting HP and stuff. So you are seeing an introduction of new mechanics to the different troop types that they didn't previously have before. So it is something net new. With infantry, it's been a lot of like maybe the same. Like we had shields for a long time. Boyd introduced the option to now not only have shields but turn that shield damage that's being absorbed into reflect damage, which is really cool. In theory, but they've kind of stuck to their guns with it, where infantry just has very high base stats, high sustain with shields, and they're debuffing enemy marches and stuff to level the playing field. I've been infantry for a long time, and I'm I'm in a place where I'm enjoying the shit out of my account still. This is SSI. I think this is Bees, right? Yeah, and Bees is a maxed account. Like we're doing okay, you know. We're all right. We're all right. Any idea on what stats the new Rider Rally S tier will have? No, I don't like, if you know anything about me, I don't like speculating on this game because I don't like to give advice or like give information that a player may take as advice and then it steers them wrong. So I don't do a lot of speculating. So I more speak from like a stance of like what would I want for that hero or that troop type to have, but I don't really ever try to speculate on something that IGG will do because IGG pulls a lot of cards that, you know, you just wouldn't expect. So I don't really know. What is it that Rider Rally heroes need right now? Maybe something to do more with like the sustain, because again, Rider's main weak point right now is that they get swarmed out, their rallies and their garrisons. So if I was to say like what is a weak point that IGG could focus on to fill the gap a little bit for Riders, it would be their survivability and sustain, or their ability to not get swarmed out. So whether that's in the form of an AoE or in the form of counter damage, whatever it may be, that's kind of where their weak point lies. So if I had to provide direction on where I think that they may vocalize and be like, hey, this is something that we should bring out with the new hero because it solves a problem, it would probably be around that, about or around their they just get swarmed out kind of thing. So that would be what I would say. A rough amount. It's a roulette based thing, Ashik. So there is no rough amount. It just, you could get it on the first roll. You could get it 100 rolls in. It's all just roulette based. That's a gotcha game for you. Hi, I'm a rider rally main, but low spend, so extremely hard to transcend my Rubina. Should I commit or maybe transcend the new rally rider hero coming? I would just take a look at your account altogether. If you're a low spend player trying to rally or Garrison in the current state of the game, you're probably hurting yourself more than you're helping yourself. To answer your question, I'd probably wait for the new hero because the new heroes are typically stronger than the previous generation heroes. And then when you look beyond that, like they'll probably be the one that pairs with a hero beyond that hero, not Rubina. So I would probably wait for the next one and start working on them. But again, if you're a low spend player and you're Rally or Garrison, there's probably more that you want to take a look at rather than just what hero to chase. If you want to know what crit and combo is, just go here. Just go to your beast. Just click on attributes. Click this question mark, and it gives you the definition of what they are and what they do. That's the best place to get it. Infantry all the way. Z, any thoughts on the new update, like the inheritance armament stuff? Not sure if you spoke already. Came in a little late. Yeah, it was the first thing we talked about actually. So from what I understand, at least from the way I interpret it, now again, take this as a grain of salt because I can only interpret it based on the way that they wrote it. But we even see that there's a loss in translation thing in a lot of cases. The way that it looks like to me is that, for one, let's take a look at the important details, right? It says that this is going to be only superb armaments of the same troop type can be used for inheritance. So we know offhand that it's only going to apply to superb armaments. Now, what around superb armaments would they need to address? What, at least when I interpret this, what this looks like to me is that when collab heroes and crossover heroes and stuff like that come out, like for example with the Rick one, you got the, I don't know if it's still there. They're not, right? You got the Rick armament, right? The new superb armaments. Like back in the day we had the Marco ones, right? And how do you level up one of these ones when they come out? You get the one original piece, but you level it up by using your legacy superb armaments, and you take this one and you put it into there to star it up, right? And what you would originally have to do, and you still have to do to this day prior to this update, is that you would have to go into the item, you would have to go to your 5-star, you would have to look at it and click the reset button here, which then says, hey, you're going to star this down to 0 stars, but you're going to get all 10 copies back. You hit yes, you lose all your hones, you lose everything, and then you use it to star up this piece all the way to 5 stars, and you have to re-hone it, right? And that sucks, because you don't get any of your honing chips or any of that stuff back, because in order to do that, you have to dismantle it. But if you dismantle it, you don't get any copies back. So what it looks like with the new inheritance factor is that you can take these legacy superb armaments that you have, you can take this as a 5-star, put it into this one as a 0-star, it'll 5-star it, but then also it'll take these first 4 hones right here, not including the 5th rare one, but these first 5 hones that you have, and move them over as well. So that makes it to where, yes, you can still start up. It's the same process that it's always been, it seems like, but you don't have to try to re-hone this thing to get all new hones all over again. So that helps. The one part is that it targets superb armaments only, and I see why you would do that because of the crossover heroes and stuff. So on one hand, it does help the pay-to-play players, but any player at any level can get superb armaments, can get the crossover superbs and that kind of a thing. So it helps players at all levels, and it would help the free to play and low spenders more because it would take them longer to rehone their pieces and stuff. So on one hand, it helps people at both areas, and honestly, it's one of the first updates that they've introduced for a long time that I actually support, and I think it's a good thing because it helps players at all levels and all spend levels and stuff. So I think it's a good update. Yeah, I got you, War God. One moment. I'm I'm not really free ever. That's the problem. Can I send you an arena report? Just no idea how to find you. Go to region 164, go to FIB, go to the vault, and I'm right here. And you can just click on me. What's up, bad? Oh shit, what up, bad boy? How's it going? Sophie Ethan versus Sharon Ethan. Which one is better? For field, I would probably run Sophie and Sharon. You lose out on some of the AoE, but Sophie thrives because she has a low rage required here, so she can proc her rage skill fast. And she has a debuff, and he has an AoE debuff as well. So by pairing him plus her, you get a low rage requirement, fast rage proc, double debuff march that both deal AoE damage. So you miss out on a little bit of AoE by not having Ethan, yes, but you end up with a super strong debuff march, which then helps all your other marches where you can put Ethan in. Do you think they will bring an event like Heroic Legacy again? What's Heroic Legacy? Is that the one where you exchange your heroes? If so, probably not. We get a skillless adult skin too. They're just remodeling them, aren't they? It's not even like a skin. The new season for D&D coming, so you should join. I don't know what you're talking about on that. What's up? Suggest me some things to improve bro for field, and also I try to do counter rallies, but mostly field. Oh, it's finished. Oh, nice. Attack, defense, basic attack damage reduction, counter damage taken reduction. Nice. Yeah, this looks good. That's what, 37, 44, pretty much 45%. That's like, what is that? Like 9 red hones worth of additional stats. So yeah, it looks good. But feels bad on one thing a lot in life. Well, this is just the fact that, like, if you look at it, you can look at this and think, oh, this sucks. But if you were to draw a line here at the 1 mil mark straight across, yeah, your rally was less than half filled for 75% of the rally itself. So a lot of this performance here isn't actually like Felix Chasey versus Nova and Ethan. It's you versus the fact that your alliance can't keep this filled. And they didn't even really swarm it all that much. Yeah, your alliance just couldn't keep it filled. So that your struggle here is just your alliance. It's not anything with the matchup. Best infantry combo for field only, Sakura and Aaron. Let's see. Suggest me some things to improve. This is fine. Wait, hold on a minute. 1.7. Yeah, you're probably running like what, 2 or 3 pairs in the field, right? 1, 2, 3. So you need 3 field hero pairs. This is fine. This is fine. I mean, you don't even have any of these other ones like awakened. So it's hard, dude. I would just run 1 march. I would just run 1 march and just run this out there until you start getting other heroes awakened. Like, I really wouldn't be putting a bunch of heroes out in the field until they're fully awakened. They suffer so much if they're not. This one's close. This one's there. Yeah, I mean, that's tough, man. You have a lot of places you need to work on. Oh wait, yeah, we already did your parts. 14, 18. I would get all these ones to level 6 at least, probably like closer to level 10 before working on these other ones again. I would get all those to like level 6 to 10 somewhere in there. Other than Aaron will be available for my server. Miyamoto, yes, yeah, because it has like the double AoE. Like you could do a few and have it not be wrong. You could do Miyamoto if you want a double AoE, and it moves faster. If you want to have more sustain and still have a high amount of impact, you could run Boyd. Boyd in Sakura is really good because he has a 35% skill damage and a lot of shields to sustainer. The pitfall is that it's a slow march. Sakura and Miyamoto would be more mobile, and it's double AoE, but it's very easy to kill if you get targeted, so there's pros and cons to both. Yeah, they're probably not going to bring that one back. I think they announced that was like a one-time thing. Oh, Dark and Darker. Maybe. Dude, I honestly don't really play games at all anymore. Like, I play this game while like laying down on my bed. What hones are best for rider squad equipment to deal maximum damage? Honestly, hone wise, like I usually just recommend lethality or block because you can't get lethality or block anywhere else. So if you want to like maximize damage, it would just be lethality and attack. And then when you're looking at the refinery, you would go for rider squad damage and rider squad attack. If that's all you want is just damage output, damage and attack is all you should get in the armory, and in your armaments, target attack and lethality. It's heavily more leaning towards lethality and block, since that's the only place you can get it. Let me backtrack here. No problemo. I think we talked about yours already, right, Borgod? Yeah, we did. Low spend rally guy. Just have to say before I send it, my alliance is 95% free to play, so I'm the only option for rallying. That's why I do it. Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. I totally get it. I'm not sitting here trying to criticize you or discourage you at all. I'm just saying that the hard part about it is, right, is that you might be playing in a certain bracket, but as you play, you have to think about this, right? New servers come out every single day. New players join the game every single day. New alliances will register for events like AR and IR every single day, or every single event. And then on top of that, every single day, you and all of your alliance members are building your accounts. Even if you're just free to play players, you're building out new squads, you're leveling up your research, all those types of things. So your average G bracket is going to go higher and higher and higher over time naturally, and because of that, your average matchup will get more and more difficult as time goes on. That's all I'm saying, is that if you are a low spender, maybe not best to focus on just like strictly rallies, because it's going to be very difficult as time goes on. That's all I'm saying. Armaments 163422447. Yeah, I mean these are all fine. Yeah, I don't really see any issues with this at all. This is good. If you wanted to swap it up a little bit, like what's one thing that you could do? Isabella gives like a lot of skill damage, right, with her skill. So you could pair Daryl with Isabella to make it to where that AoE has more skill damage to deal more damage from AoE, since Ryder has limited AoE capabilities. Then you would still get Rubina and Cynthia, so that would be totally fine there. But that would increase the AoE. You could also say the same thing for running Isabella and Rubina, where Rubina does so much damage, single target damage in 1 second, that Isabella would increase that by up to 25% with the increase in skill damage. So that would be one thing. Both of these are good heroes in AoE or single targets, so I'd probably take advantage of that behind Isabella as Isabella's hero set gets stronger. Outside of that, I mean, your rider, infantry, rider, but then your parts are primarily, oh, sorry, you're over here. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. So I don't know why, like, I can see you here, and then I look over here naturally. I don't get it. That's on me, sorry. So rider. Oh, you got a triple piece. That's good. Yeah, I mean, this is zombies and no other stats. I'd get that rider damage plus attack. Rider damage defense is fine. Attack. Yeah, so that's good. So this is the only piece that I would upgrade, but I'm sure that you're already aware of that. Well aware of that. And you're at 18 and 16. So since this is already at 16, I would get all 4 of these to level 12, to be completely honest with you. Level 12 is very, very cheap to get to, and you get a lot of firepower and protection on the way there. So I'd get these to level 12 and then double back and start upgrading this to like even level 20. And then possibly look at getting these to 16. So 12, 20, 16. For your armaments, just make sure you don't have a bunch of... Yeah, you don't have a bunch of, what's it called? Rally or Garrison hones, so you're fine there. Combo, crit, counter crit. I would probably move these two. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't do that until this is level at least tier 6 or tier 7. Yeah, once Pango gets to tier 6 or tier 7, then put it in front of the other Pango, and then those two together. So yeah, until then, that's totally fine. Yeah, this is all good, man. You have nothing's wrong with this at all. This is tier 7, so you can put this in front of the purple crab, and it'll do a lot more damage now. I'll show you why on that. So if you go to a beast, and you look at their tiers, At tier 7, you can see how it's like a different color. Their leader skill gets upgraded. I think, does it show it in this screen? Trying to remember. No, it should be in the leveling one. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how I can show you that real quick. Maybe I need like a non-copy. Do this one. So, tier 7, you can see how the leader skills at tier 7 on beasts go from 324 to 546. It's almost a double an increase. Now take that 546 number and just remember that on this one at max does 526. So even the purple one maxed out does less leader skill damage than the gold one at tier 7. So when your gold one gets to tier 7, put them as a leader because their leader skill has surpassed the max of a purple one. So that's why I use that as the metric. Yeah, so same, again, when the gold beast gets to tier 7, put them as a lead in front of the purple one. Until then, the purple one leading does more damage. What type of homes do I personally prefer? Dude, I'm telling, everything that I'm telling you is the same advice that I follow. Same advice that I follow. What do I use on mine? I focused block. I have almost 1100 block. I ended up with quite a bit of attack at 50% or so, but I'm trying to shift those over. But at the same time, they're all red honed out, so it's like there's no real point for me to do that. And I've got squad damage and squad damage reduction in most of the pieces. So, yeah, I'm everything that I'm telling you is the same stuff that I would follow Karma Sheet, I promise. Same exact thing. See, so here, same thing. Lethality is at 700, block is at 800. So you want to focus on lethality and block as much as you can, but it's a game of gamble because it's a gacha game and it's a roulette based, so you only take what you can get. And the refinery, I focused on damage and damage reduction. So I have 17% almost damage reduction and 16% damage. What does that look like for me? It looks like this. Infantry squad damage 55%, infantry squad damage reduction 60%. And then the almost, or 1045 block or whatever. But everything I tell you is the same stuff I'm applied to my own account. I'll never tell you something that I wouldn't follow or I wouldn't do as well. No problemo. What would be the most optimal upgrade order for my parts as an infantry garrison from where I am currently? I have a ton of materials saved up and want to maximize them. Let's see. I'm working on my infantry. Oh, range sets. The arms aren't there yet. Eventually want to swap out my Stella for a range squad. Infantry garrison. This is expired. Oh, for your parts? Oh, infantry garrison. Yeah, you're doing fine then. Just get your infantry up. And then once all your infantry is to white, then double back to the middle. And I'd probably get the squad damage reduction up first. Get the squad damage reduction up. Because you can get up all the damage and skill damage and stuff like that you want. But in multi-rally and swarm situations, damage reduction is your best friend. So get all your parts for infantry to white first. Because you can get more stats out of it for cheaper. If you're infantry focused, since you're one troop focused. And then double back and get the damage reduction up. And then probably the damage and then the skill damage last. Infantry doesn't have a very high focus on skill damage, so you don't have to worry about it. No worries at all. Ugh. Need more dice. Wait, I already finished out my... Oh, I just got my 5th piece finally for my helmet on this. I need to get this to gold somehow. Nope, not anytime soon. Actually, could probably just sit here and slam this one. See if we can get something with this. Hope I can get a gold. Ugh. I just got the 5th star finally on this. I had to get 3 pieces this district showdown. I forgot that my rider didn't have a full 5-star set yet. Now it does. Actually, I'm gonna save these hones for gathering. I just level up my gathering marches with the blue hones. Gathering speed's doing pretty good though. We're at like, what are we at here? 110 plus 36. So it's like 140. Like all my marches are around 140 or so. 36, 111, yeah. So I'll just keep raising those ones. What do you think is the best to raise in parts first? HP defense or defense or damage reduction? If you are somebody that is running 60% or more of your marches as one troop type, and what I mean by that is that if you go and you do a mass march or whatever, you're going to send 5 marches out. If at least 3 of those marches are one troop type, then I would focus on your troop specific parts first. So if I, like for me, for example, 60% of my marches are infantry, so I'd go infantry white parts and then go to the backpack and do that one to white parts. Then from there, it kind of depends. If you're Garrison, damage reduction is super important. If you are rally, damage or skill damage is better. If you're rider, probably the squad damage because you get a lot of basic attack damage, obviously, if you're doing like a chasey rally. But for others, probably more focus on like the skill damage part. Can you have a look at my lineup to see if I need to change and I'm free to play? Yeah, that's fine. Could send it. Gathering sets I wish I had. I've been playing around with it because I could kick this gathering speed up from 140% to more, but I also have pieces where I can get my bonus up to like 56%. So I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. So I have like a triple bonus here instead. For example, and this one's a double bonus and a speed, but in their place I have double speed bonus and a triple speed with speed up top. So I'm trying to play around with it right now to see if more speed is better than bonus or more bonus. If I put all my bonus pieces on, I end up at like 60% gathering speed and 60% bonus, and I actually get more from the bonus when the marches come back than I get from the actual march. So now it's like I'm like down 30% or something like that, as opposed to I think I get like 10% more on the bonus versus how much I usually farm. But with the double speeds, I think it's like 10 or 15 minutes faster. And so with the 24-hour auto gather, I'm trying to figure it out, like which one's actually more optimal. It's a lot of playing around in numbers. What's up, Kay? How's it going? Gold Pango passes purple at level 7, but the Gold Pango HP defense much more than the purple one, even at level 4. Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. It's just that for a lot of players, they're not typically a rally or a garrison player, right? And so it's much more than just the base stats themselves, and more so about just like the raw outgoing damage. And it may be higher, but they also have to consider like some of them have put in potential into the purple one, but not potential into the gold one and stuff. And so now you're looking at a potential raised purple versus a non-potential gold. And so that's why it's usually a safer bet to not only have the increased base stats, but then the increased skill damage as well. So it's why it's a safe bet for me to say, Noise, just do it at tier 7, because then it applies to more players at once than specifically to each player, you know, whether they've done potential raising or not, or they're rally or garrison player. It's just more of a safe recommendation, is what I'm saying. That's exactly what you said about the matchmaking. We were in G171 and faced TLNM, me and 5.2 mil versus their big guys. It wasn't even a fight. Not sure what to even do to help the alliance matchmaking. There's nothing you can do. It's all IGG based. That's all out of your control. All you can do is set your account up and your alliance up to matchmake the best possible, and then it's all up to IGG at that point on what your experience is going to be like. So it's kind of tough, but it is what it is. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. So here, can you look at my account? Tell me what to focus on. Yep. Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you guys for these subscriptions on Twitch, by the way. You guys have just pulled those out the bag today, huh? Appreciate you guys on that. Hopefully this changes with the promised revamping of the matchmaking system. They've, according to them, they've change or revamped the matchmaking system twice, which we have seen. I know the first revamp introduced the tiers, so you had like Apex, Elite, Fearless, and then they brought out the other revamp with the what's the lower one, the budding one. So yeah, I mean, every time that they say they're going to revamp it, they do revamp it, but it hasn't really solved the core problem. So yeah, like you said, hopefully their next revamp actually addresses the problem and not puts a band-aid on it kind of thing, you know? And we'll see. What is the difference between water, grass, fire, and physical beasts? Um, the biggest difference is like what stats they focus on. Physical is for rallying garrisons, mid-level performance in field, but non-negotiable for rallying garrisons. Fires are typically crit based, grass is typically counter based, and water is typically combo based, unless you look at crossover beasts, which is where you kind of get the hybrid factor ability in. Other than that, that's really the only difference between them. That's kind of it. You think IGG will release a collab physical beast? I'm kind of hoping for it, but at the same time, I'm not hoping for it. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that. I don't know how I feel about a physical. I think that they may, but I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question. I can't find you. Are you not in FIB? No, I'm in IWRI for District Showdown. Just go to FIB, click on the vault, and then you can click on my name right there. Let me dream, man. No, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I'm not saying they're not going to do that, Laggy. What I'm saying is that they have actually, if anything, I'm speaking in your favor that they have made adjustments to the matchmaking systems up to this point. They haven't just said, "Oh, hey, we did, changes to the matchmaking system," and then there was nothing that we could actually see that they did. They did introduce the different matchmaking, groups and stuff. So the changes that they made, you could actually see those changes in real time, right? Is what I'm saying. And so I'm kind of more leaning in your favor to say that if they do say that they are going to address the matchmaking stuff, there's probably a good chance that they actually will. Will those changes be the changes that we need or not? That's obviously the bigger question. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm in your corner. Their matchmaking is the reason why we're back in Apex. I can't believe I'm saying that. That after a year or a year and a half or whatever, we're back in Apex because of their matchmaking system. Because G6 is Apex without Apex rewards, and even worse, because the teams that get placed in G6 that are elite-based teams don't want to fight Apex teams, hence why they're an elite. So they go to G6, they see Apex teams like, fuck this, I don't want to play, and now it's like FIB versus the world because nobody else wants to fight or play, which then sucks. But then we're fighting against max players anyway, so it's like we might as well just go to Apex, where at least somebody that's registering for Apex knows that they're registering for Apex, so typically they want to fight, unless they're one of those snooze fest alliances that merge to try to get free rewards, which you can't really stop that. That's, again, an IGG problem that they created, so can't really complain about that. How many packs in IWRI? 4. 4. We've been here for 6 months, I think, is how many times we've done the event here. I think FIB, where I think we're going to look to host it as well, by the way. But we're going to probably do 6 packs. Actually, I can show you real quick. I was working on this yesterday with Bruno, the guy in my alliance that's helping me. Well, he's kind of the one, actually, that'll lead the hosting event if we do it. He's been wanting to do it for a while, and I told him that we have to set some stuff up in order to make that happen. But I can show you. Hold on. Screen capture. Well, actually, I could just add an image to the stream, right? Browse. I think it's this one. Oh, it's kind of big. Maybe this wasn't the best way to do it. Maybe this wasn't the best way to do it. Okay, hold on. Let me delete that. Let me just put on my desktop capture, and then we can look at it. 1 second. Window capture. Okay. Select a specific window. I think it's this one. Yes. Okay. Now I think I can zoom in. Yes. Okay. So it was going to be, we talked about it. We talked to a lot of people, and there's kind of a disconnect between the 4 packs and like the 12 packs plus that other alliances are running. So I guess we've had a lot of feedback that people want to end up in the middle. So we talked about 6, 90% cash back, 95% if you do 8 or more packs, because we don't really need the gold. The gold that we do get from this and the differential, the 10% actually comes down and goes to this referral bonus. So if somebody joins the event and refers somebody and that person actually buys the packs as well, then you get 300 gold per person that you invited. So the 10% that you would think we keep here actually just goes to fund this. So we don't actually really get any gold out of it. But yeah, and then yeah, merit chest and distribution. So this is still getting worked on, but we're looking at doing it, possibly, potentially. We'll see. Not too sure yet. We'll see. Do squad damage reduction things affect beasts somehow or not? It's hard to say. We've observed that the damage doesn't really do that at all. So like beast damage is completely separate from like your squad damage, but we have observed that there is like some slight variation or deviation to the damage that you take if you have higher damage reduction. So damage definitely not, but damage reduction technically from a technical standpoint reduces all damage that your squads take, even if that's coming from a separate source. So I'm like 80% confident based on the testing that we've done, because we have seen deviations, to say that yes, damage reduction does reduce the amount of damage that your troops take from the beasts, but we haven't done enough tests for me to guarantee that. Again, we've observed the deviation, so it's safe to say yes, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you with 100% certainty until we've tested it more. This is actually more of like a recent testing thing that we've done. Kage, so I will keep you updated on that, but I can say with 80% certainty that yes, damage reduction, yes. 100% certainty, damage, no. Because the damage is just the raw damage coming from your squad. Damage reduction, by definition, reduces the damage that your squads take from any source of damage. So that would include beast damage. And again, we've observed that, so. I sent it. My name's Midnight. I already got you in just 1 second. Please define Snooze Fest alliances that merge. My alliance sometimes merges with our sister alliance for Elite IR. So what I mean by Snooze Fest alliances, Rabbit, is that there are specifically alliances that want to get the free merit chests that come from... I don't have AR to look at here, but you can see that in Apex, for example, the merit chests, you get these red chests, right? But in Apex, you just get a shit ton of them by default. You could take 8th place and get 8, which is triple the amount you get for first place in Elite. So there are a lot of alliances that have, like, their strongest player might be 150 mil, but they'll slam 2 or 3 alliances together, recruit in English chat and stuff like that, go into Apex because they know that they can sit on their helipad, not do anything, and still get more crates than if they went to Elite and won the event out altogether by 3x. And so there are alliances that'll do that. So when I say Snooze Fest alliances, I'm talking about the ones that go to Apex with the intention to sit on their helipad, not move at all, not play the event, but get the merit chest Apex crates. Yeah, no problem at all, Kage. Watch your Pompey. Thank you for burning my arch nemesis. Hi, guy. No problem. Why is he your arch nemesis? What did he do? What did I do? Aren't well, alliances fighting in fearless, but together we can do elite. Yeah, no. If you could do that, that's totally fine. That's not what I'm saying at all, Rabbit. You're going there with the intent to play, with the intent to fight. Not a problem at all. I'm talking again specifically about the alliances that go there with the intent not to leave the helipad at all, and they just get the merit chests. They go there, they register, they just farm or whatever. Sometimes they don't even show up to their helipad. They just register for the event and just leave it, knowing that they're going to get 8th place. So, Elite has become super boring. We have one max account in the alliance. They see him, they'll quit and complain the whole event. That's exactly why we left Elite as well. Is that we'll sit there. We love fighting max accounts, but when 80% of the maps see that, they say, this is elite. Why is there a maxed count here? We don't want to play. Then they just don't play. And then it's like, okay, what the fuck? That's why I have so much resources that we had like 2 months in a row where that happened to us in G6. And we're like, fuck this. We're just going to go Apex. So instead, we opted to fight SSI and do Apex instead. So, what's up, Attacker? How's it going? How much is a vest with rider squad damage and rider squad damage reduction at elite homes with basic attributes? I don't know, Attacker. You're going to have to go to the refinery market and take a look and see what the lowest is selling for. And even then, take it as a grain of salt, because sometimes people will list an item for an obscene price, and that's the lowest price you can see. But it's been listed. You can check the time that it's been listed, and it's been listed for a day and a half without being sold. So just because an item is listed at a price does not mean it's going to sell at that price. So it's hard to say. It's all dependent on market. I can't tell you, because market prices are determined not by what you're willing to sell it for, but by what someone is willing to buy it for. So I can't give you market advice on that. Yeah. So no, it's not a jab at you at all, Rabbit, by any means. If you're merging with other alliances with the intent to play, all props to you. And if there's better rewards involved with that, why not? It's just the guys that have that ill intent in mind that they're not going to play, because not only are they getting leeching free rewards that they don't technically did anything to deserve, but then they're ruining the experience of everybody else, because that alliance is an alliance in a faction or in a legion in AR. So that faction or legion is now crippled, or an island raid. Somebody is going to end up with uneven teams because the other team is going to have all active alliances, and your team's going to have one less alliance because you didn't ally them, or you did ally them and they're not playing, that kind of a thing. So it just ruins the experience for other people, and I don't get behind that. I would put Eileen with Miyamoto here, just have an AoE march. Other than that, I mean, that's going to be your main damage here. You've got these 2 to tier 3. I would get these 4 to tier 3 level 1. When and where you can, I would get double infantry stats like this. I would do that for both of these ones as well. You can pick them up for 200 gold pretty easy. I know that you said that you're free to play, but if you ever have the means to cough out $5, I would pick up double stats, and then you can use your stuff to raise it over time, or just wait till you can craft them. Either one. Beast pairings, I'd probably work on these. I would probably be putting crit with crit, combo with combo, counter with counter, especially at a free-to-play standpoint, because you don't really have the means to do like hybrids. So I would probably be running like crab with jellyfish. I would be running Draco with Draco, Saber with Saber. Bull and Rhino can go together, and then Pango. So I would just pay attention to the attributes. And then, yeah, I mean, you're going to have, you have one infantry set that just far outclasses these other ones. When you send these other ones out behind this one, all of these other ones are just filling up your hospital with far worse trades. So I would just run one march, and I would run a Miyamoto Eileen and just have an AoE field march that's doing your best. That's what I would do. When do we get the VIP frame? I think it's VIP 17. 16? 16. VIP 16, you get it. VIP 16, it looks like. Yeah, this one. I think there's an alliance named Gold who used to do that. Yeah, I don't doubt it. We've ran into him before a few times. Can you look? Troop equipment needs a little work. Sure. Pairings. Same thing here. I'd run Miyamoto Eileen, Bodala Dut for the AoE factor. You could even run a Dut behind Boyd, so then you just get more damage here, and then run Bodala and Claude, so it's a debuff march. So I'd do that. I'd run Miyamoto Eileen, Boyd a Dut, and then Bodala and Claude. You were running 1, 2, 3 infantry, 1 range, 1 rider. So range is good. Or sorry, this is infantry. Oh, this is infantry. Oh. Yeah, same thing here. I would go for double stats. on these two in particular. I mean, this one has damage at 3%. This one has damage reduction at gold as well. So you could leave those. I would get double stack attacks on both of these, to be fair. I'd go infantry attack, infantry attack, infantry attack, infantry attack on those. It looks like the other ones are just a work in progress as well. 15, 13. I would get all these to level 6. Your hero pairings other than that are fine. Oops. Clicked off my screen. What the hell? Armaments 1.9, 1.5, 4, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're not littered with a bunch of rally and garrison hones here, which you're not, then you're good. Beast. Pairings are good. Yeah. Yeah. So I would just switch up a few of those heroes here in the hero lineup. Again, Boyd, Adut, Miyamoto, Eileen, Bodala, Claude. I would get those refinery pieces if and when you can, and then vehicle I'd raise these to level 6 or level 12. Probably level 6 or level 10, and then get these to 16, and then you can raise these more again. Oh, shit, okay. So, you're probably the same thing here, right? Where you have, holy shit, you have one march that's already 4 mil. And then nothing, you have 4 mil march at 30 mil. That's crazy, actually. So yeah, your hero pairing is fine here. Considering, yeah, I would just use that as an AoE march. I wouldn't worry about any of the other ones. As long as you're not running, same thing here. Garrison, rally hones, yeah, you're fine. Your beast pair for that. It's kind of odd because you're running combo with a crit-based beast. I mean, at the same time, you know what? I can't argue with that. Because he does raise his own crit and crit damage, and then the combo that you're getting makes it to where your support beast is actually proccing. So I can get behind this. I'm not gonna lie, I can get behind this. This is fine. There's, without going too deep into it, combo is probably your best friend in field because there's a lot of crit damage reduction out there. So I would support this approach. This is fine here too. I like getting HP first. Also, since you're focusing on your one march, I wouldn't worry so much about this right now. If you had a bunch of these other marches built up, like your range one and stuff like that, then maybe focus on your backpack. But since you're not doing that and you're focused on your one infantry march, I would get your infantry stats to white first, then double back and come back to the middle. Damage reduction, damage, defense, damage reduction. Yeah, I mean, this is all fine. With the approach that you're going, I would consider, I mean, these two are solid. You can go, I would go damage here. If you're looking for another piece, I would go damage, or you can go double attack down here and attack up here. You can still get that for fairly cheap. I think you could get away with it for like 200, 300, 400 gold tops. And just get an attack up top, get that to level 20, so it's 3%, and then you can get attack down here for super cheap, get them both to 5 or 6%. Then all of a sudden you've got 15% attack, which is 3 red hones worth, and it would play well with these other ones that you're running also. You've got gold here. I'd get these to tier 3 level 1 because tier 3 level 1 provides more stats than tier 2 maxed, and then get all of them to tier 3 level 6, and then pump this to level 16 plus before coming back. So again, in order: tier 3 level 1, all 3 to tier 3 level 6, pump these to tier 3 16, double back and get these to probably 10 or 12. This one has got to get banned. Goodbye. Alliance FU on Region 402 has done this to us many times in ARs. They sign up to sit and farm while we get slaughtered. Don't know if you run into them. Maybe. I don't remember all of them offhand. If they do something like that, they're probably easily forgettable. But yeah, it sucks, right? It sucks, Mello, that they do that. What pairs would you use for infantry field? The exact same things that I'm telling you guys. The main infantry damage comes from Sakura and Aaron. Sakura Aaron is the highest damage output for infantry for field. So Sakura Aaron, then you can run, I like running Isabella and Julian because Isabella has high rage regen,
and Julian has the debuff capabilities. So plus he has damage and everything else. So it's still a good damage squad. But Isabella then makes to where Julian can debuff a bunch. Then you just run Miyamoto, plus either Boyd for the high skill damage or something like Eileen for AoE. That's totally fine too. So Miyamoto, Boyd, Miyamoto, Eileen. Um, then you can run like a Marco Claude for debuffs. And then really your fifth march is just depending on whether you use other troops or just strictly infantry. T2 blueprint max is the same as T3 level 1. If anyone does not have too much T3, you just take the T2 max. Yeah, you can. It's just for like the progression. So when people are asking for advice, they're not just asking for advice for today, but how can they build their account moving forward? That's what I'm implying, is that instead of like when you see somebody that has like tier 3 level 16s in 2 slots and then tier 2s and all the others, it's just more efficient for them to spend a little bit to get the tier 2s to level 3s, because then once they get the tier 2s to level 3s, then it takes a very small amount of resources to pump that tier 3 level 1 to tier 3 level 6, and you get a stupid amount more firepower and protection at that point for very minimal spend in those, rather than them chasing the tier 3 level 16s that they have and pushing them to say like tier 3 level 18s even. They'll spend the same amount of resources, get far less firepower protection, that kind of. That's what I'm implying. What else do we have? No problem. Anything that I can improve? This is fine. 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 Your hero pairings are good. Your parts are looking good. Tack damage reduction, tack damage reduction, tack damage reduction, tack damage. I mean, those are all good. Nothing wrong with those at all. 21, 21. So you're above 20. So I would pump these to level at least level 12. Ideally level 16. Once you get to 16, that's when the prices start to kind of go up fairly decently, and it costs more in the T3 blueprints at that point. That's when T3 blueprints start being in question. But you will get a lot of firepower and protection getting these to level 16 before you move these at all. And that'll help your overall performance. And again, plus every 100 firepower protection you get 1% squad attack or defense. So you're not really missing out or having to have FOMO on the base stats as well. You'll still get some base stats up. Beast combo crit. These are all fine. What are your chips on that third one is the only question. Yeah, you got crit chips on it, so it supports it. So yeah, no, nothing. Everything else is good. Your hero pairings are good. Yeah, I would just do that part for the garage. Your part, yeah. I mean, everything looks good on this. Everything, good job on this. Sophie, Julia is better than Sophie, Ethan in field 1v1, right? I mean, yeah, in general, typically there's a lot of things that are better than Ethan, because Ethan thrives in getting attacked by multiple marches to build his stacks to then proc his second AoE. And even with his first AoE, you're not really getting any benefit out of a 1v1, right? So, yeah, you can get a lot more benefit out of Julia. Sophie Sharon or Sharon, whatever the fuck his name is really, really, really good in that realm as well, because then they both debuff, and that just increases your overall performance. Sophie and Cedric excel extremely well in the 1v1 as well. Plus, Cedric does the HP cut, so there's a lot of better options in a 1v1 than Ethan for sure. Holy cow, we're going here. Thank you for your time. I'll come back to you in just a second, Zero. I'm going to start at the bottom here. I play in Fearless. My budget's around $80 a month, aiming for improvement. And if I'm doing something wrong, please let me know. And I'm also lineup and where I can squeeze Sakura non-transcended in here. I wouldn't squeeze Sakura non-transcended. I would at least get her second skill up to have the attack unlocked from rallies to field, and then also ideally the first skill transcended, because then that takes it from 25% bonus to 40% bonus on hers. Those two things alone take her from being a decent field hero to an amazing field hero. So I would probably wait for that, but it depends on your lineup. If you are to replace somebody, I would get Riven out of here and I would put Sakura in her place. I would swap these two, so I would go Adut plus Julian, Bodala Claude. Bodala would keep Claude alive. Adut has excuse me, Adut has more of the offensive stats and has like that incremental increase in attack and defense and such, and the defense on rage skill, so it helps to keep Julian. It's just better synergy there. So Bodala Claude, because you're not going to be looking to deal damage. Adut can deal damage. Julian does deal damage, so make it a damage march, make it a debuff march, and just run that. The rest of these are fine. Sakura would sneak in behind Boyd here. How many were you running? 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry, 1 rider. So infantry. Yeah, I mean these are fine. If there's anything that I would recommend, I would get rid of these counter damages and just make them raw attack, because if you are getting attacked in the field, odds are you're getting attacked by not just 1 march, but typically 5 to 10 marches. So counter damage, while it does work well in theory, your march doesn't live long enough to actually see the effects of that. So I would rather take something that improves my outgoing damage when I'm not being targeted versus the reverse. So in an ideal world, you would have damage plus attack on each of these, but that is just that's a change that I would recommend. It's completely up to you to take that advice. Looks like your rider ones are just a work in progress. 13, 15. Yep, I would continue to get these to 6. Once these two are at 6, I would work on this to get them to at least 16 on both. Once they're at 16 on both, I would double back and get these to 12, and then push this to 20. So in order, 6, 16, 12, and then 20. And then you can evaluate at that point. Beast pairings are good. Combo, crit, combo, counter, chips to support. Yes. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, your chips, your beasts are good. For the most part, everything's good. Yeah, you were asking about Sakura. Put her there. Make those potential changes on your equipment if you would like. That would increase your performance in field, just as a raw number. So that's what I would recommend there. I have to hop off, but again, thank you so much for this live. Your tips, quick masterclass. Happy to help, Laggy. Happy to. Anytime. Send me a message in game anytime you need help. I am here. Also, the Knowledge Syndicate community Discord that I have should be in the description below in this live stream. So if you go into the description of this live stream, there should be it should say Knowledge Syndicate Discord invite. If you click on that, that'll take you to my community Discord. I think we're pushing 400 members there right now. But there I have pinned tips for players, which as players ask me questions, if there's something that I get asked that can apply to a wide range of players and not just them specifically, I will put it in there. I have resources in there, like a document that you can plug your information in. You can see exactly how much resources it'll cost to level you up from where you're at in your workshop or your garage to the level that you want to get to. So there's things like that in there. We talk about diminished returns, things like that. And then we have a general chat to just talk about whatever. A game guidance channel to talk about actual like game guidance. I actually recently created a refinery channel as well per my Discord members' requests. So there's a want to buy and a want to sell channel. So if there's a specific refinery piece that you're looking to buy, you can make a post in there and people can reply if they have it, and you can discuss it. And there's also a refinery want to sell place. So you can take an image of something that you do have that you want to sell and see if anybody has interest in it before needing to list it on the market and spending your gold to do so. So there are those things as well. So try to create something that's actual resource that's helpful to the community than just another random channel. So that should be in the description below on this live stream if you want to use that. And because I don't live stream all the time, that is primarily the place that I'm responding to questions. Sorry, now I got to backtrack here. I run 1 infantry field march with Miyamoto and Eileen. I'm working on awakening Julian. After his awaken, which is the best hero to pair with? I would get rid of Eileen and go Miyamoto. Miyamoto just has better stats, like raw stats, and better performance in field, slightly over Eileen. It's very marginal. Very, very, very marginal. You can go either one, but I would recommend Miyamoto. Yeah, no worries at all, Laggy. It started out as just a place where I could respond to questions and stuff like that when I'm not streaming because I'm working now again. And it's quickly evolving. I take a lot of feedback from you guys in there. And it's community Discord. So it'll improve however, whatever benefits you guys. So Is Boyd Weapon worth it? Boyd Weapon is 100% worth it. On the one hand, obviously, you can use it to level up, his skill damage for the field. You can make his rage skill increased, which is very, very necessary and needed for Garrison even. And then just the raw, it gives up to 10% flat damage. It gives 5% attack times 6, so 30% attack, and up to 30% bonus shield health, which he has, 3 shields of his own? Yeah, 3 shields of his own, so 30% increase to all those is not a small thing at all. So, yes, absolutely. Now we are getting slammed with messages, so let's keep moving up here. Advice moving forward. Sure. This is Dr. Teeth, so you're on this side. How many marches are you running? You are running, looks like primarily 1 march, maybe 2 or 3. I'd probably do 1 or 2. And that is on the errand, so you have 2 rider marches. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah, as long as you're running these 3 marches in the field, or at least these 2, I wouldn't do more than these 2, these 3 if you can warrant it. But I would honestly safely just say these 2, and the march pairings are totally fine. That works. So you are definitely very rider-oriented. Defense attack, counter damage attack, basic attack, damage, counter damage. So I would recommend double attack in each of these. Yeah, because that'll help all of your marches. That'll increase your skill damage, your counter damage, your basic attack damage. You'll do all of them. So I would recommend doing double attack in all these as a budget-friendly option. It'll be, you can get all of them for 800 gold total for all 4 pieces. Ideally, you would have attack up top. So if you can do attack up top and have triple attack, then when you get those to level 20, it'll be 12% attack from just up top alone. And then the double attack down bottom could push you another, like when you look towards like down the road, you could have another 40%. So you could have 50% total attack. That's 10 red hones worth for a very low budget. So that's what I'd recommend there. You have all these to tier 3 level 1, so that's good. I would keep pushing the rider one. I would get these to at least level 12. Once you get these to level 12, double back and get these other ones to level 6. So we're going to go in order here, right? You're going to go 12 on rider. You're going to go 6 on these. You're going to go 16 on rider, and then you'll get these to level 10. Okay, so again, 12, 6, 16, 10 is going to be the order that you do them. Beast-wise, could probably do some improvements here. Crit is good. I mean, you got these at like the blue star, so I would put these at the lead in some of these other ones. So I would put the purple crab in front of the blue crab. I would put the purple saber in front of probably the purple rhino here. These 2 are fine. And then I know that the jellies do combo and counter, so I would then do the Draco and the jelly. So again, this is fine. Purple crab in front of the blue crab. Purple saber in front of the purple rhino, and then the Draco and the jellyfish, depending on whichever one is better for you. Put one or the other as the lead. That's why this guy beat me and why my beast is stronger than him. I don't even have Nova full. Sure, let's take a look. I could probably tell you right now. Yeah, you got beat because if we draw a line here, right here at 750,000. Like, let's just take even 1.5 mil, right? So 1 mil would be 2/3. If we draw a line right here, 80% of the rally time, you spent less than 66% full. So you're fighting with 66% capabilities in terms of your sustain, in terms of your damage output, that kind of a thing. And you're fighting against somebody that has a good rally pair as well. So it doesn't really matter if you're better than him with beasts. It doesn't really matter if you're, better than him in other aspects. If this can't stay filled, nothing down here will ever supplement your inability to keep this full. If this was full the whole time and this performance looked like this, then we could evaluate where the weak points are. But I cannot give you any advice at all to improve things down here if this can't stay full. Because if you're fighting the whole rally at 60 or 50% capabilities, then again, nothing down here will ever make up for it. What can we look like for you to improve stuff? You're at 17 and 16, and these are like level 3 and level 1. Same advice I'm giving them. I would push these to level 6 or even level 12 or 10 to get lethality and firepower and protection up for cheap. You've got range, damage reduction, defense, attack. I mean, you've got double stats on these across the board, so you're fine there. You can raise that if you wanted. Your beast or your hero pairing is good. Your beast pairing is good. Your chips are fine. Yeah, that's the only thing. Your biggest loss here is your inability to keep this full. And on Garrison, that sucks even more because since it's a Garrison on a tower, you should be able to keep this full by close bases and stuff. So work on that. Like if you want an actual improvement, you can do this improvement, and then that performance will look completely different. Holy shit, I'm missing a lot of messages. Excuse me, 60 what? I think IGG got you with their new skins update. Wait, what are we talking about? 60 who? He only uses one. He's in my alliance. That funny GRO OP player asking help from Z instead of the high guy armored probably would be making a short. I'll help anybody. I don't care who. Like I'm helping Apex players, and I'm about to be playing against Apex players. Like for example, I'm an IWRI, and I'll be playing an Apex and FIB, but I'll probably be running into IWRI at some point. And even with that, where is he at? I was just helping him yesterday, but so many of you. I mean, I was helping Big Daddy with his account, even though he's from Prim with Panda. Platov, he's a 130 mil or 125 mil AOD player, and I'm helping him with his account, and it worked for him. It improved before what it became, and it helped him. So I'll help anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care if we fight each other or not. If you're in a different alliance, doesn't matter. Do you know how works Boyd's first and Nova's third skill when squad size becomes low? 50% damage reduction in Garrison. Did you test it? What are you talking about? What? When the squad size is below 50%, so that is your squad. So it's not the actual Garrison total size. So it's not where's that report that I just had? It's not when this gets below 50%. It's when this gets below 50%. So you see how he put 229,000 squads in there and 180,000 of them were wounded and survived 19,000. When this 230,000 number gets down to 115,000 or half of 230,000, that's when it kicks in. So it's when your personal squad size gets below 50%. So, and that resets every time the rally ends, right? So if you put this squad in, is at 230,000. They rally you. When they stop rallying you, you have 20,000 left, right? If they re-rally you, it'll be when the 20,000 gets down to 10,000. If you don't reset your march, if you don't send it out and refill it or whatever have you, if you leave it, you'll have 20,000 troops in there for the next rally, and it'll be when that 20,000 gets down to 10,000. That's how the less than a percentage in the squad size or whatever for Garrison and rallies work. For Transcendence, which ones should I do first for both Sakura and Boyd? Sakura is your first and second skill. Boyd is the same thing, first and second skill. First and second skill on both. That'll help you for rallies, field, Garrison, all the above. Without Boyd being in rally. Don't use Boyd in rallies. Please don't do that. My Sakura will have 2 transcended skills soon. So I can rally with gold, purple, pango. With gold, purple, pango, purple, bowl. And Stella first skill transcended. Yes, you would be fine with that. Stella and Sakura are fine. You don't need a lot to transcend on them because they are naturally rally heroes, so their whole kits work for rallies. And yes, I would lead with a purple bull or a gold bull. Or yeah, like whichever one you have strongest, I would lead with the bull and support with the pango at that point. Can you look at our rally and Garrison reports to see what they can improve on, please? Yeah, that's fine. Just send it to me. Most of these GROP are just guests for DS anyways. Yeah, they're probably just there for District Showdown. Recently in Glory League. I believe it. What's up, Akil? How's it going? We zeroed him. Oh, that's tough. How's it going? It's going good. Platov is a beast in the field, and we're in Garrison. Don't want to fight him again. Yeah, I was just helping him with his account. What if I put 2 troops and it becomes 50% baby? So the thing is that you lose troops in Garrison on a percentage basis. You don't just automatically lose 1 troop. So here's how it works. All right. I'm even going to pause the music to show this to you. I'm going to open up Paint here. And I'm going to, let me do something real quick here. Taskbar behaviors. Hide. Okay. So now let's pull up the OBS and let's show our display. Okay. So here is Paint. I'm going to show you how this works. All right. So you have a tower, right? This is going to be your tower. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Here's your tower. Okay. So this is your tower. And the tower has 1.5 million troops in it. All right. So when the tower gets hit by a rally, right? What's going to happen is that this 1.5 million troops right here is going to drop down in a percentage-based form, okay? So what that means is that when this rally hits, let's just say that in one hit, just out of the blue, it kills 50% of the troops in the tower. Or you could look at this as a number as, say, like 300,000 damage. That 300,000 damage is going to spread to this, or spread this 50% is going to spread to this evenly. So if you have 10 people in there, and let's say they all have 150,000 troops in the tower, right? 150,000 in the troop or tower or troops in the tower evenly amongst all of them. It's going to take that damage and spread it evenly to all of them. Okay, they're all going to lose proportionally the same amount. So when the tower loses 50% of the troops, you lose 50% of your troops. It's a percentage-based type thing. It's going to spread the damage out evenly. So the same amount. So if someone has, like you're saying, like, oh, if I just put 10 troops in there, and someone has 100,000 troops, right? You could have 10, and they could have 100,000. The time it takes for him to get to 50,000 troops is the same time it's going to take for you to get to 5 troops. Okay, does that make sense? I know there's a lot there, but it's proportional and it's percentage based. The amount of time it takes for him to cut his squad in half is the same amount of time it takes for you to cut your squad in half. You lose troops proportionally to how fast the tower as a whole is losing a percentage of its troops. So when the tower loses 50% of the troops, you lose 50% of the troops. And that could be whether you have 200,000 troops in or 20 troops in. You'll either lose 100,000 troops or you'll lose 10 troops. But it also works for the amount of kills that you get. If the tower kills 1,000,000 troops, or 100, we'll just do 100,000 troops. If the tower kills 100,000 troops, if your troops are 20% of the tower's total capacity at that time, so let's say that the tower has 1.5 million troops and you have 300,000 troops in there. If the tower kills 100,000 troops, you're going to get 20% of those kills. So you will get 20,000 kills of that 100,000 that it kills. It's a lot of numbers, and it's a lot to look at. And if you're just tuning in, none of this is going to make sense. But if the tower kills 100,000 troops and you are 20% of the troops in the tower, you get 20% of those kills as well. There's a lot of questions that go around and that I've gotten, like, hey, how do I know how many troops in a tower I get, like, when it's killing stuff? It's based on how many, or like the percentage of the total tower capacity you're taking up. So if you're 50% of the tower capacity, then 50% of the kills that the tower is going to get go to you. And that's how it works. Asking for a friend, can I see your workshop? Sure. I can just show you from a report. Here you go. This is mine. And I am primarily focused on protection. So I have 4,800 protection and 2,900 firepower. And I built it like that strategically, but that's what it is. I've hyper-focused on protection. Oh, okay. Yeah. 60 secs. Probably. Let's see. Okay, so we have a lot of other people messaging. Hold on. Holy shit, there's a lot of them. Anything to improve? You are decay. I would. Well, first I can't say it. Okay, so you don't. You have 2 marches that you're using. Um, you're using 2 marches. They're both infantry marches. I would not lead with Julian because he has very low rage regen. So for the field, I would probably run Boyd plus Julian. Boyd and Julian, or Boyd and Claude even, because he looks like he's awakened, but he's not. And then I'd run Miyamoto Eileen for AoE as well. So your march would be a Miyamoto Eileen, and then Boyd and Claude, or Boyd and Julian. You can do either one; it wouldn't really matter. Those would be the 2 pairs that I would use in the field. Armament wise, you don't have a bunch of rally and garrison homes, so you're fine there. Equipment, attack, defense, attack, defense. Yeah, you're double statted up. Nothing wrong with that. 11 and 12, 15. Yeah, you're good here. Push these to 16, then double back and get these to 12. But it looks like you're already pretty much doing that anyways. So you're good there. Counter, physical, or crit, combo. Yeah, no, you're fine here as well. Combo, counter, crit, combo. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Everything looks good. You're running 2 armaments sets. Yeah, I'd run Boyd plus one of these ones. If you run Boyd Julian, he's not awakened, but you do get the perk of him actually dealing damage, having infantry stats, yada, yada, yada. So you could do that. Or you could do Boyd Claude because he's awakened, and then just run Miyamoto Eileen for your other squad for AoE. Other than that, you should be good. Should I get crit, combo, or counter legendary chips from selection boxes from a Volcano Rider, Rhino? I'm a Rider Field Fighter, so I don't understand beast chips at all. It depends on what your support beast is. If you are pairing that Volcano Rhino, which you should, with another crit beast, then I would go crit chips to support that. That makes it then to where your support beast is proccing damage frequently, and you're scaling damage that support that pair that you're running. So I would pair your Rhino with another crit beast, and then I would run crit chips for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Here, I'm gonna throw mine in here. There's in here as well, actually. Okay. So we got Red Sky. Watching your YouTube video. What do you think of this arena report? Attack riders start to be high. 430-day account. Not possible to double transcend heroes. So basically, what can you improve upon is what I'm hearing. I would run. Honestly, this is fine. I'd put Sophia's lead here for sure for the lower rage proc time for the 900 rage instead of 1,000. I would put her there. It's the only change I would make. Other than that, the rest of them are fine. You're running 1, 2, 3 rider, 1 infantry, 1 range, so you're probably primarily rider oriented. Defense damage, attack, defense, attack damage, attack. Yeah, these are all good. You're double statted on these other ones, it looks like, as well. So, yeah, nothing wrong with that. 23, 20, that's a very high amount. Since you are using the other troop types, I would get these to 16 before pushing that up further. And let's just confirm that real quick, actually. 3, 5, 5, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so you're using all your marches. I would push these to 16 first, and then look at, getting this up to 23 or whatever you want to do at that point. But these to 16 is the very economic choice. You'll get a lot of firepower and protection out of it for a lot cheaper spend than trying to push these up. This is good here as well. I mean, I don't mind the fact that you're focusing backpack also, since you're using a hybrid of all of your troop types. Beast wise, I would lead with Kong here. Kong actually has a much better kit because he's a crossover beast, a much better kit when it comes to leading. So I would do that. Same thing here. I would lead with Chiron. Chiron can't create detonate stacks as support, so I would do Chiron lead here, Kong lead here. If you're in the field, put Bull lead, because then you're more combo oriented and focused rather than counter. So it's more outgoing damage than incoming requirement. So Bull here, Kong here, Chiron here. This is fine, and this is fine. Yeah, that's what I would do for yours, Red Sky. Holy shit. Okay, so there's so you lose 50% of what is in the tower. Doesn't matter how many troops, it'll be a 50% loss for everyone in the tower. Correct. So when the tower takes damage, it spreads that damage evenly to everybody in the tower, and it does it proportionally. So if you are 50% of the tower capacity, you will get up to 50% of the damage that's inflicted, and then the rest of the damage is then spread out to everybody else percentage based wise on how much they fill the tower. So if you're 5% of the tower capacity, you take 5% of the incoming damage, and that's why your march goes down at a much slower rate or whatever have you. But it's all proportionate. So again, when the tower loses 50% of its health, you lose 50% of your troops. Doesn't matter if you have 10 or 100,000. Doesn't matter. Thank you, Z. Now I know what to upgrade. No problem at all. To get higher than me? Yeah, by all means, Chase, please. Surpass me. Hi, Z. Jenny here from Ironheart Alliance. Hey, what's up? Salamat po. Thank you for being here. Tita Jenny is here. Is Volcano Rider a good choice for field fighting with riders? What support speed should I use in your opinion? Beasts and troops don't have any correlation. The faster that you get that out of your mind, the better it'll be for you. You want to strictly focus on beasts as their own orientation. Imagine you're playing 2 different games, building your troops and building your beasts. There's no orientation between the two. The only thing is that you have to look at the attributes and the attribute behavior, right? So counter requires you to get attacked in order to deal counter damage, right? So we don't want to worry about counter in the field, because under ideal situations, when your screen turns red, you're running away or you're running back into your murder ball and then turning around and fighting when it's not red, right? So you're going to primarily want to focus on crit and combo when it comes to the field, because that's all going to take effect whether or not you're being targeted. Now, if you want to go one layer beyond that and really look at things and kind of break it down to take an advantage, here's what you can look at. So when you're looking at using chips, you look at the bottom left foot, the left foot of a beast when it comes to their chips, and they have a basic attribute damage reduction here. For fire beasts, they have counter damage reduction. For grass beasts, they have combo damage reduction, but for water and physical, they both get crit damage reduction. So 2 out of the 4, or 50% of the beasts, naturally, by building chips, doesn't matter whether it's OC, purple, normal golds, doesn't matter what it is, will build crit damage reduction, and only 25% will build combo damage reduction, and 25% of them will build counter damage reduction. So what can you do with that? What that tells you is that in the field, the vast majority of beasts that you run into will build crit damage reduction naturally. So that now puts a weight score to where I would lean more heavily 60-30 towards combo beasts than crit beasts. I would focus crit and combo beasts in the field, but I would lean more in combo, because then I know that only 25% of the beasts that I run into will actually have damage reductions against my beast, as opposed to 50%, where if they have a water or a physical, they're building crit damage reduction. They have to have a grass in order to have combo reduction. And again, we just said, you don't want to typically build grass for field because you don't want to have to worry about counter. So honestly, it's less than 25%. So if you had to choose, I would focus on combo beasts, but I would do combo or crit for field because it's outgoing damage oriented rather than incoming. Tita Jenny. So that's kind of the nerd breakdown on what I would do and why. Just seeing you live, mind reviewing my AOD? Yep, no problem at all. If you have some time for advice, I'd appreciate. About beasts, I do not understand anything. Yes. Crit. I would, well, actually, because you have, everything else is kind of there, so this is fine. If you had the option to, I'd probably put a jellyfish or something like that behind him, but this is honestly fine. And then your chips just need to be oriented to whatever procs this. So you could go into this report yourself and click on this button on your support beast, just the first skill. And if it says, when the active skill deals a critical hit, then your chips need to be leaning more towards crit. So you see how this is combo and this is counter? It's not helping you proc this. So I would work on that. This one, when triggering a counter attack. So you would hope that there's a counter in here, which there is. So that's good. Then you go to the next one. This one triggers on critical. So then we go here. Is there a critical chip set? Counter and combo. So no, not necessarily. So we might want to take a look at that. That's how you approach your beasts. You can just go to your AOD, go to your support beast, and then look to see what triggers their support skill. Because you can have any support beast in the world that you want, but if they're not triggering their skill, they're not dealing damage. So you want to build around them triggering that. Fire chips are totally fine. There's nothing wrong with dealing crit or combo in field. They both work outgoing, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just telling you, I'm giving you the next layer down thought process behind it as to why you would choose one or the other, is all I'm doing. But you can't go wrong doing either of them, what I can prove, especially with the beast. Pair is fine. Yeah, that's fine because it's AoE. You're using 2 marches anyways. That's kind of what I thought was going to run into. And they're both rider pairs. Defense damage, attack damage reduction, defense damage, attack damage reduction. Yeah, I mean that's fine. It's better if you go attack and damage or even double attack plus attack up top. But I mean, you already have attack up top in these anyway. So honestly, I would leave these out. That you could optimize it to make it a little bit better, but your gains that you're going to get out of it are going to be very marginal, and it's going to cost you. So I wouldn't worry about it. You're at 16 and 9 here. I would push this to 12 and then double back and get all these other ones to 6. So I'm going to give you an order. You're going to go 12, 6, 6, 6, 6, 16, 12, 12, 12, 12, and then you'll push these 16s to like 20 or something like that, and then you can reevaluate at that time. Your hones, let's just make sure you don't have a bunch of rally and garrison hones, which you don't, so that's good. Yeah, so that's what I would do. You got crit here. These are both crits, so that's fine too. You've got counter chips here. You have combo chips here, so those aren't really oriented or working with each other. These are both combo, also not necessarily working with each other. So that means that this skill isn't proccing and this skill isn't proccing. So I would evaluate this and see if you can get some crit chips moved up to that. So if you're going to run these 2 pairs, that's totally fine. But if you're going to run combo oriented, well, you don't have any on the water side up here. Yeah, I would just evaluate this. I would look at maybe putting 1 crit chip set on here and 1 crit chip set on here as well. What's up, Rox? How's it going, my man? A lot of players have Fire Beast mostly, so Water Chip Beast is like the counter to it. Water Beast chips are like the counter to it. Yeah, so the game gives you a lot of Rhino and Saber Beast copies as well for free. So that's also why a lot of players lean Fire. So yeah, to your point, combos also good in that sense. How can I share my account with you so that you can take a look at it and suggest some improvements, just like people are sharing right now? I don't know how to do that. So what you do is you go to campaign, you go to arena, you get an arena report, and then you take this arena report, you hit the share button, and then you just share it to me directly. Yeah, you just hit the share button, and then you can share it to me directly. So send me a message in game, and then share it to that chat directly. Who's better support for Pango and Garrison, Pluto or Gaia? It depends on your chips. If you can get Grass OC chips, Gaia is better. If you can't get OC chips, Pluto is better. At the same time, Pluto is better for field and Pluto is better for rallies. So Pluto offers more flexibility and you don't need OCs. Gaia is better if you can get OCs, but then Gaia is also at that point really only restricted to Garrison. But then you can take those grass OCs, and if you have them, you can then use it on Titan in rallies or in field or whatever have you. Yeah, just send me a battle report. I don't have the space to accept friend requests. Sorry, the rally report's bad. Our Garrison and our rally. Oh, this is Jazzy UK. Jazzy's been around for a long time. I remember Jazzy. And your Garrison is Rudy. Okay. So this is full, so that's good. So we can actually take a look to see like what to improve from this. So that's good. I get rid of the rally hone. There you got 4 rally hones on here, so you got 4 hone slots that have zero contribution to Garrison. So I'd get rid of those quick. Even if they're just like a gold 2.5% or 3% attack or defense or 30 lethality or whatever, at least it's something better than nothing. I would get these, since they're at 1921, I would get these level 12, ideally 16. Attack, defense, attack. Yeah, I mean, they're double statted up. Nothing wrong there. And, I mean, beasts are just a work in progress. So those would be the 2 things that I'd recommend. They already got white parts across the board. I'd get rid of the Rally Hones ASAP for anything gold related. Get these to 12 or 16, and those are the best improvements you can make. Other than that, I mean, it's a good report. So, rally wise, yeah, you're working on the infantry ones first, which is good. Beasts are work in progress, which is fine. There's no Garrison Hones on here, so I mean the Hones are looking good. Vehicle wise, these are all level 1, dude. You will get so much value for so cheap getting these to level 12. Go 12, 12, 12, 12. Here, like I can even give you the raw numbers on what that looks like, right? So if you go from 1 to 12, you're looking at a gain of 278 to 658. So we'll call it 400 as a gain because that's the base value. So we'll call it 400 because it can get upgraded past that. So 400, 800 times, because it's 400 times 2 in each slot. So you'll go up 800 firepower, 800 protection for really, really cheap by doing that. So that's what I would recommend for the rally report. Anything? Okay, wait. Yeah, we did yours. Decay. Kage. Oh, hey, shit. Appreciate you. It's a lot of fucking flowers. Thank you. The king has arrived. Hey, Rocks. Hey, yeah. Hey, keep asking him. Keep asking him. When is he coming back? Just got back from moving for a college. Oh, nice. Nice. Hell yeah. Oh, I got you, Zero. Let's see. Okay. I mean, your pairs are good here. There's nothing wrong with any of these pairings. Are you actually using all of them? You are. Let's look at your main set. And this looks really good across the board as well. You did white parts on HP first, which is good. Infantry, you're running 4 infantry, 1 range. So damage reduction, attack, nice. Damage attack, nice. Damage defense, nice. Yeah, nothing wrong there at all. Looks like your range one is kind of a work in progress. I was just checking because you have the 1 march, but nothing to critique there. 21 and 20, same advice, man. You're at 5 and 6. I would get these to 12 or 16. Yeah, same exact advice that I just gave in the last one. You'll just get a huge power spike for far cheaper by doing that. And again, for every 100 firepower protection you go up, you get 1% attack or defense for squads, so you don't miss out on a bunch of like base stats as well. You'll miss out on a few percentage points, but what you miss out on the base stats for attack and defense, you make up in the much higher amount of multiplier that you get with the firepower and protection side. So I would do that. But yeah, your hero pairings are good. That looks good. Word of advice, I would flip these. Only reason is that let's take a look at their behavior, right? So both of them are beasts that do detonate damage, right? They both have this detonate factor in there. Where's it at? Detonate. And then same thing here. Detonate. The difference is Chiron builds detonate stacks or can generate detonate stacks for additional damage when he's leading. There's no way for him to do it when he's support. Kong, however, can create detonate stacks in support. So if you really want to optimize it and just like bring it up to that next level, lead with Chiron so you can get the detonate stacks in lead, and then Kong support so you can still get the detonate stats in support. Because right now you're getting detonate stacks from Kong leading, but nothing from Chiron support. So Chiron leading allows you to get that additional oomph from extra damage and detonate from him, and then Kong would allow for you to do it in support as well. This is fine. Chip wise, yeah, I mean you're fine here. It's combo crit, that's totally fine because they both do that. I think Chiron builds the detonate stacks off crit anyways, so that works even more in your favor if you move him to lead. So I mean, yep, this is good. Combo and counter, which is what you're running here with combo counter, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, everything else looks good, man. It's very just minor things that you can do, and it's more not of like, what can you improve now, but what can you build towards? The only improvement now is swapping these two and then working towards this on the upside to maximize your gain for spend. Other than that, yeah, everything else looks good. Good shit, Zero. Whenever you have time to help me with B, seems like the more I get, the less I know what to do. Building bowl for rally, mostly field, and if hero pairs are fine. Sure. You're on this side. Good, 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 and good. Yeah, I mean, all of these are fine. There's nothing wrong with the hero pairings at all. Um, I would pause on the backpack and just get these all out to white because you are running 5 ranged marches, right? So it's very this. And this is expensive not because it's astronomically better, but because it impacts, it's all squad. So it impacts all of the troop types. That's the main reason why it's astronomically expensive. So I would just focus on getting all your ranged parts to white first, since you don't have those other troop types to have to worry about. Um, I would also unequip these since you're not actually running infantry or rider. There's no need to wear them. Or I would equip something that's like super weak or whatever, just blue pieces, because you're just kind of inflating your might on something that you're not actually using, and that can scale or that can skew your matchmaking and stuff. So attack damage, defense damage, attack damage, and damage attack. Yeah, so these are all good as well. You're at 15, 19. Yep, so that's fine. I would get this to 16, and then after this is at 16, then I would consider getting all these to 12, then continue pushing those other ones to like 20 plus. How many actual marches are you using? 2, 6, 3, 8. So you're using 4 marches. So 4 beast pairs is what we need to look at. He does have combo, so that's fine. That's fine. That has combo. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine as well. So yeah, these are all fine. If you wanted to make it like what would you do to optimize here? I would pair Chiron and Kong together for the same exact thing I was just saying with the detonate stacks and stuff. And that becomes a very strong field pair, Chiron lead Kong support, and then lead with the gold crab and lead the purple jelly with that, and you'll get the corrosion stack benefit as well. So that's what I would do. Chiron, Pluto, and Gaia is hard to get. Yeah, it is. It is. But if players are asking for it, or if they have it, then you help them with it. Yep. 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 Some people suggest using combo chips, arms and legs only for Rhino when pairing him full crit with Tiger. What are your thoughts on this? You can, but the problem is that you don't really get much benefit from that pair in doing it. You do get the sense of being able to circumvent, and I can see where that would be applicable, because like once you start getting up into like these obscene numbers, like it just goes up a very minor amount. So 2000 is at 77%, 1300 is at 69%. So a jump of 700 more only gives you a jump of 7%, which isn't a lot at all. So there is room to say that that is viable or doable, but you would probably get more benefit at that point, like cross elementing at that point. Like if you wanted to run like say a Tiger lead to a crab support and then run combo chips on one of them and crit chips on the other, then you're getting enough combo from the support plus the combo chips to still have a good combo rate. But that support beast will also provide things like combo damage bonuses or bonus combo proc, that kind of thing. You get more benefit out of it. If you're running 2 crit beasts and then just some raw combo chips, yeah, you might have some combo in there and get a little bit of combo damage, but there isn't any skills at all that actually like support that or enhance it. So it's doable. It's just maybe not the most optimal. If you're going to do a crossover of chips like that, I would do a crossover of beasts to then get skills that take that crossover you have and amplify it more. They're targeting the diminished returns of stacking these stats super high by doing that, and I totally get that. It's just that you can do that and still take it up an additional level to get more bonus out of that focus that you're doing as well. So it's right in hindsight, but there's some additional that you could change. What are those Pacific Rim beasts good at? So they're good at the fact that it's kind of a cross, right? So Otachi, for example, is a water beast, but he's all crit based, or he's all crit based with his set. So he's the only beast that can allow corrosion damage to crit, which is actually fucking huge. And as a support beast, he actually gives up to 85% crit damage as well. So that's pretty huge. Knifehead is just a well-rounded beast, but there's nothing that actually like shines too much with him. It's one of those beasts where he's grass and he has crit, so it kind of has that flexibility aspect to it. Okay, we're moving up the list here. We're going up. Yep, no worries at all, Calypso. Yep, no, happy 2-0. Appreciate you. Okay, we're making our way up. We're almost there. Watching your stream. Any feedback you can give would be much appreciated. Currently looking for a 2-stat squad equipment for good prices, but no luck for a short while. You should be able to find them. What are you primarily running? Infantry, rider, infantry. So you're probably working on those two. You should be able to find infantry damage plus attack or rider damage plus attack. So if we go legendary, I would look for attack up top. Is the primary stat that I would look for. You could go for a purple, or we'll even just go with a gold base, right? We'll just try that, and we'll do infantry damage or rider damage, right? Because those are the two that you're looking for. And what we're looking for is attack up top, damage down in the bottom, plus attack down in the bottom. And I mean, we have all of them, so we'll do this real quick. I sold my account to get my kidney back. Did you get a kidney from someone that's like a drinker, maybe? Yeah, the hard part about this is that there's far less items being listed for sale now because buying has gone way down, or the amount of items being bought sold has gone way down as well. You could also actually here you could take this out. You'll probably get a lot more as well. You could settle for like basic attack damage or defense or that kind of a thing. It's just your ideal piece if you really wanted to chase something would have attack up top as well. But I have noticed that like there's a lot less items being listed for sale, which is why I have that that part in my community Discord where you can put like, oh, I want to buy this piece or I want to sell this piece without having to list it. Players are getting tired of listing items and not having them sale, and it's costing them. So, no bueno. It's kind of discouraging when that happens, right? So, you have... Everyone's trolling me. They're all buying the items before I come in here. Or something. Yeah, I mean it's just a game. You just have to sit here and do this every day until you find items. And there are definitely items going. Like if I pull up my community Discord right now, I actually know for a fact because I saw someone list it. So want to sell. So someone just posted an infantry damage plus attack in there 30 minutes ago. Someone posted a triple infantry squad attack plus defense. That one already got sold, it looks like. Someone posted a rider squad damage plus rider attack plus basic attack up top. They're listing it for 1,000 gold, but they're taking any offers. Someone has an RPG that has squad attack plus infantry squad defense plus squad attack. This one's a triple gathering bonus one. How much do they want? 12,000 gold. It's kind of up there, but yeah. I mean, you could just go to the community Discord part. There are people that are listing items in there as well. You'll probably have better luck with that. I have a damage reduction blue and an infantry attack. So yeah, there you go. There you can talk to people here. Okay, so we gotta still keep going up the list here. Oh wait, hold on a minute. Armaments 3754. So you're using all of your sets. Your pairing is good. Pairing is good. Pairing is good. Pairing is good. Well, actually, yeah, this is fine. What I would do actually, this is a leader set, right? I would do Claude Bodala to keep your debuff March healthy, and then I'd run Eileen and Julian, because then it's just like a raw damage March, as opposed to like a half damage March because Bodala doesn't deal damage, and a half damage March because Claude doesn't deal damage either. So I'd run Claude Bodala to just have a raw debuff March, and then I'd run Eileen Julian. So then you actually have another just like raw damage March as well, with the benefit of Julian debuffing too. Damage. Red defense. Yeah, you're fine here. Vehicles 16. Yep, I would get these to 12. and then push those other ones up because your rider infantry split. Yeah, I'd get this to 12 first and then look to get those other ones up. Beast wise, that's fine. That's fine. I wouldn't lead with Chiron until he's like at least a +7. But the rest of these are good. Ship wise, combo and crit. What was this again? Oh yeah, that's fine. Crit and counter on. Yep, that's fine. Combo and crit. Yep, that's fine. Combo, primarily combo oriented. Yeah, and I know what pair that is, so that's fine too. And this one should be counter and crit. And yeah, that's fine too. So yeah, the rest of them are good. Who was leader with Eileen and Julian? Eileen because of the skills talent tree. I think I took a loan, and on that loan I loaned the interest rate, and on top of that I borrowed a loan against those loans. I'm still a weak fighter of 10 mil. I'm doing something wrong. Something wrong. Need to take a loan to buy the R for that word too. I use Bull, Rhino for rally and crit chips on Bull. But I don't know what kind of chips are better on Rhino, crit or combo. I would go combo. There's enough crit between Bull and Rhino. There's enough crit being built. And the fact that you already have the crit chips also. I would go combo. I would go combo to boost the Bull effectiveness because he has where's that here? He has the increase in attack, but where's the increase to the combo? Yeah, it increases the own combo damage by 2% up to 30%. So you want that combo to be proccing as much as possible to maximize that. So I would yeah, I would do that. R needs another loan. Yep. Couldn't afford the R in that word, so unfortunately I hate to break it to you. You might need another one. Eileen is the strongest disappointment for infantry. Yep. It's true. She's kind of just a copy paste of Miyamoto in a sense, but just a weaker version. But I mean, that's kind of fine. That's kind of this. You could say the same for some heroes and some of the other marches as well. You've got like Lyn, for example, which is very mid. Even Spectra, you can argue, is very mid in terms of like what she brings compared to some of the others. Bro, this is my accounts report. Could you please take a look at it and suggest any improvements? I currently mostly run one squad in the field. Sometimes I run two. Yeah, so you run the one march. That's fine. Like, if you're running those two pairs, that's totally fine. You're working on your rider ones. I would take a pause on the backpack and get all of your riders up to white or start building these bottom ones up quick. Rider attack. See, like this piece right here, this is what people should look for. Attack, attack, attack. And if you can do that for these other ones, yeah, you have that here as well. This is fine too. If you can get double attack in these other two, you're at a good place. Vehicle-wise, get these other two to level 3 tier 1. Then get your riders to level 12. And then get the rest to level 6. And then get your riders to 16. So, Karmjeet, I'm going to give it to you in order, all right? You're going to get these to level 12. Or sorry, you're going to get these to level tier 3 level 1. These to level 12. Then you're going to get all these to level 6. And then you're going to push these to like level 16. And that gives you enough time to where we can talk a couple months down the road to look at that again. And these are fine. I mean, your account is very new, so we're not going to worry about beasts right now. You're pairing them properly and stuff. It's just going to take time to build them. Easy for him to upgrade. It's now 300 for 2.9% damage reduction. Yeah, like this right here would be fine. Gives good stats, and for 400, it's a good price. Did you send me this today? Did you send me this today, or is this old? Sorry. Yo, Chase. Oh, is this your new set? Oh, shit. Okay. You got the full Flint set. Look at you, buddy. Fuck you. But at the same time, not fuck you, because you're on our team. You're an FIB, so this is huge. This is going to be sweet once you get this all done. That's fucking sick, though, man. Congrats. Fuck yeah. Fuck yes. Spectra's lesser than mid, yep. Is Sophie Spectra good? Sophie Spectra's okay. I don't know if they nerf Eileen defense from the start now. How the strongest damage dealer is so damn weak. She doesn't really have any defensive stats. That's kind of the problem. Spectra is good to keep alive, but Sophie is to debuff. So in my opinion, it's weird to not use Louis or Ethan if you have another AoE. Yeah, that's what I mean. If you're running someone that's AoE debuffing, you need to complement it for sure. Someone else is sending. Who's sending? Appreciate it. Yep, no worries. Holy shit, it's a lot of flowers. Thank you. This new update really screws me because I spent all this money building this set. I love you. Oh. Love you, baby. Sorry, everyone else woke up. Now I could just switch it over with something else. I could have worked on my beast instead. Yeah, it's one of those things, Chase, and this is kind of the hard part, right? Like I'm in your corner completely on this. But it's one of those things where every nice feature or release that they bring out, anybody at any point in time can say, ew, it would be nicer if this was brought out sooner. And you would be absolutely correct. If they had brought this out sooner, it would have saved you a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of resources. Yes, but it's better that they're bringing it out now than not bringing it out at all for future instances. But yes, like to your point, if they had brought it out sooner, it would have saved a lot of people a lot of money, a lot of time and stuff like that. So, or can I break it up and use one of my existing ones and then work on that one later? Oh, shit. Actually, you're kind of right on that, Chase. So, Chase, are you still in the stream, by the way? Like, can you just send me a message real quick in the game if you're still in the stream? Like, am I talking to you live? What country am I from? I'm from the United States. All hones reset on that Elena armament. Hurts. Ugh. Sophie Louis. I would use Sophie Louis or Sophie Ethan, probably. Or you could even run Sophie Aaron. Who's Sophie's best assistant? Spectre or Sharon? Probably Sharon, because he also provides a debuff, so getting that debuff rotated out quickly is more important. Sarah might be epic considering so many players coming in FIB. Yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, thanks. So maybe some stream Wednesday and weekend. The stream will happen on the weekend for sure. It's gonna be hard to stream on the weekdays. I'm still super busy, but we'll see. I also have to go to my sister's wedding next month, so there's some things I have to get done before then. I'm trying to think, right? Because you could technically split this apart because you haven't started honing it, huh? Yeah, I'm down. Do you want to go get breakfast somewhere too? Or like brunch? In like an hour or something? Yeah. I kind of want like Jeremiah's or something, honestly. So that's why we can go in like an hour. Just do it like in between, not like the super early morning rush, but also before the lunch rush. All right, that's fine. Yeah, I get it, but you can go somewhere else too. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I'll take a coffee. Yeah, please. Love you. If they brought it sooner, then some people would say, why not sooner? Yeah, that's exactly the point. No, yeah, it kind of depends. Usually in G1 through 3, like Rock says, usually G1 through 3 kind of stick to the casual type thing, but yeah, G4 and 5 fight early a lot as well too. So I'm trying to think about this, right? Rocks, help me out with this because I'm pulling a brain fart right now. Since he hasn't started honing this, he could technically split these apart to get all of the other copies back, right? And then he can take an armament set that he already has honed, slam it into this with the new update, and then he could just take all those other copies that he has and put those together to build a second armament set anyways, right? Like if he's going to have to rehone a whole set, he could just slam his existing set into this one after splitting these apart using the new update. Yo, Chase, you in stream or can I call you on Discord? I hope FIB low Apex, even if they will fuck G1 like all rockets, they will go. Yeah, odds are we go G1. G4 or 5 would be a lot of fun. But I'm also at the same time, I would be okay either way. Either a G4 or 5 placement, or even if we did get G1, like we would get to play behind DHX or 59E or any of those teams. So I wouldn't care either way. You can dismiss and re-put 5-star and hope to get good gold on 1-2. Yeah, okay, but here's my question, right? Are you familiar with the new update that they have coming out? So, I don't know if you've seen it, but with the new update, you can take superbs and you can do the inheritance factor to where it takes hones 1 through 4 on it on the combination, right? That makes sense, right? So what I would do here if I was him, and again, I'll run this past you guys because it's still early in the morning, and I'm coffee deprived. But if he takes these that haven't been honed, he splits them so he gets all 10 copies back on all these, and then he uses the new feature that's coming out to then take his existing set that he already has built and slams it into these pieces that would then be 0 stars. He would get the 5 stars back. He would move all the hones over, and then all the pieces that he has from splitting these, he could recombine and rebuild anyways. So then instead of having to rehone his best set, all of his good hones move over, and then he would just be rehoning or rebuilding a brand new set anyways. Now, bear in mind, guys, the reason why I'm asking this is because Chase is here. He has... Oh, it doesn't have this. Does it have the set? Oh, he doesn't have it public. But he has like a pretty much 7 mil rider set anyways. So if he did do that and moved them all over, then it would bump it up to like a 7.1 mil set or whatever it is, right? This is what I want to do with the new riders that I started and replace my full ones. Yeah, and if he had started honing it, he wouldn't be able to do that. But because he has the new set, all 5-star, and it's not honed, he could just come into the bag, go to armament, go here, hit this reset button to get all 10 copies back, take the original 0-star copy of the new one, slam his built one like this one into it. That would move the hones over, and then he would just rebuild one of these like this anyways. Then he only has to rehone and rebuild a normal superb set or a legacy superb set, and his crossover set would already be fully built out, right? So that makes sense to you guys? I'm not going crazy here? Okay. I'm heat checking myself because in my head that makes sense. Okay. I'll type that out to him. It seems like he's probably stepped away. Okay. We figured it out. You didn't screw yourself. You can use the split feature to get all 10 copies back for all of these. Then take that 6.8 mil set you already have, slam it into this one to move the hones over. Then you only have to rehone the original set you have. Okay, but the question is, does his original set have the May set? I don't know if his original set's the May set or not. I can't remember. The only harm that I see is that if his original set is the May set and not the legacy set. Because if it's the May set, then that sucks because he would still be losing the cross. I don't know. It depends. It depends then. If he gets his May copies back, then he can slam all the legacy copies into that May piece. But if he doesn't get the May set back, then he would be losing the May pieces, which you don't want to have happen, right? So it's going to be, okay. So it depends. Does your original 6.8 mil set have the May set, or is it the legacy superb set? Because if it's the May set, we'll just need to figure out if you get the original May pieces back, which I am potentially seeing where they do. Well, Seeing where you would, because it's giving you the 5-star and all 4 slots, but moving it over would be 10 pieces, and your new set is technically 1 piece, so 1 piece would need to return to you anyways, theoretically. Right? Because your original set, even though it's 10-piece 5-star, is 10 pieces to make that 5-star, and you're moving it into a piece that is 1 piece 0-star. So you move 10 of them over and you get 1 piece back. So then that new set is 10-piece 5-star. Okay, so as long as they give you your original piece back when you do the conjoining, then yes, it makes sense. On right, yes, Rocks. I never tried it, but for me, it's a normal set. Yeah, but he may have the May set. So he's talking. So riders have 2 crossover sets now, right? They have this set, which is the Rick set, and then they have that May rider set as well, which I don't have that, but he may very well have the May set. But in my that actually still makes sense, because you're like, this right here is technically 10 pieces. And if he needs to move it over into another one, technically that is still 1 piece. So it wouldn't make sense for it to be 11 pieces to in the merge thing. You would still have to get 1 back. He does. He has a 6.8 mil rider set. Chase is like our strongest rider player in the alliance right now, because Nikhil's away right now. So Nikhil technically has the strongest rider set, but he's away at the moment. So our next best rider is Chase. I guess him and Saint are like the same, but yeah, he's technically up there. So he does have a 6.8 mil set, and I assume that 6.8 mil set is the May set. So he would move the May set into the Rick set. He would get the May copies back, and then all of these copies that he has from this one, that he would then split apart to do the merge, he would then take all of these pieces, slam them into the May one, and he would have to rehone the May one, but his Rick set, his best set, would then be fully honed already. I believe it's like the Beast one, Yogurts. Yes, I don't take risk to combine May set with IGG. We'll be sure you destroy it and never get it back. That's what I mean, Rocks. Like, we would have to piggyback off of someone else making the mistake. And I'm going to make sure he knows that. We need to piggyback off someone else. Hold on. Someone else. I can't type. Someone else making that mistake and crying real tears first. Once we can confirm on the official Discord that someone has done it and it works, where you get the May piece back, then you can do it. But I would let someone else risk the tears first, not you. In exchange for that rare home, which costs thousands of homes. I've gotten rare homes in 40 homes. It doesn't cost thousands. Some of them cost 250. Like, on average, though, the rare home costs around like 300 homes. But what you gain in the basic attributes far surpasses what you lose in the rare home, like rehoning type thing. And we're not talking about someone here that's a 3 mil set like Chase spends. He's a solid player. Yeah, exactly. See, Red Sky got it in 2. Can't you just look at his set if you go to the hero comments? Possibly. What does he have it on? It's he does it. The thing says that he doesn't have it public though, so I don't know if I can. He has it on Janet. Hero. Comments. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he doesn't have it public. I can't. Yeah, it's not made public. You can go through the hero comment way, or you could actually just go through it from here as well. You can just click on it here. But if they don't have it public, then you can't see it either way. You need to get a coffee or breakfast. I need both, man. I need both. Punisher's not back now. No. It says that. It's weird. It says NBD, but then if you click on him, he's not in an alliance. So no, he's not back. No. Dude, that guy made 7 figures in crypto. He's never coming back to a mobile game. I know it tripped me out a few times too, Rocks. I even catch myself checking to see, but no, he's not back. What is this? Opinion on the question above. Oh shit, sorry. Which talent tree do you recommend for Stella? I have the first Transcend skill, Transcend 2 more. Which ones do you recommend as well? You need second and third skill. Second and third skill. Transcended, and I would run something like this. The counter damage reduction in the, oh my god, in the siege tree, oh my god, doesn't require you to actually be in a rally, so it works for field as whatever. You get the mistyped well. Oh, hello. Who made 7 figures in crypto? Punisher did. He used to be a co-founder or co-owner for a crypto exchange platform, and we used to talk about the different cryptos that we were invested in, and he put a bunch of money, like 6 figures, into some coins right before the second crypto pump. So right after the largest crypto pump that happened, that in between before the second crypto pump after that, yeah, he had money in ones that pumped really hard. The event, yes, so they are stronger. I can actually just show you firsthand. So both of these are honed out. This one doesn't even have red hones in both of these ones yet, and it's still 882 versus 828. These two are, and you can see it's 70,000 stronger. These two are, or well, actually, I guess this one's not, but yeah, it's 200,000. I don't know if I have any of the other ones. Yeah, no. So this one's, sorry, this one is your best comparison. 70,000 stronger. Yeah, but yeah, in all situations, no. That's why I use these pieces. I don't use this one or this one in Garrison. Because this one increases block, reduces skill damage, increases HP. This one deals skill damage, but then it does squad capacity. Squad capacity does nothing for me in rallies or Garrison. And then this one here does basic attack damage and counter damage taken. And this one has basic attack damage taken reduction and counter damage increase. So this actually does more for me in Garrison and as a tank rally than this one does. They are worth the money, yes. We all need a crypto pump service in Doomsday. Sup, Steffi? How's it going? Nope, no problem at all. Appreciate you. Dang, you guys are just pumping these followers. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Holy shit. How many were already at here? 100, 110, 50, 250? These are all today? You guys are wild, man. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. You guys don't have to do that. I'll give you the help. You don't. I appreciate the roses and stuff, but y'all don't have to do that. Thank you, though. Let's see. I was looking at the community Discord as well. There's messages going off. Hey, shit, there's quite a few of you joining the community Discord as well today, too. Nice. Yeah, if you guys are new here, in the description of the stream on YouTube, there is a link that says Knowledge Syndicate Discord invite. If you take that Discord invite, I have a community Discord that is community ran, community built. What do I mean by that? I built the Discord channel around this YouTube channel, but it's going to grow based on what you want it to grow on. Recent example of that, a lot of players are basically saying, hey, it's very hard for me to navigate the refinery. I am looking for this very specific piece that has these very specific stats on it. Is there a good way to do that? And then same thing with other people. Hey, I have this item I want to sell, but it keeps getting lost in the market. No one's seeing it, but I think it's a good piece. Is there somewhere good that I can list that? So We created 2 channels in the Discord for want to buy and want to sell, where you can put specifically an item and specific stats you're looking for and the budget you're looking for, and people can reply and say, hey, I have this item, let's make a deal. Or on the want to sell, you can, show a screenshot of your item and, the price or whatever offer you're looking for, that kind of a thing. And people can make offers on it without needing to list it and spend the gold or whatever have you. And so then once it sells, I just ask that you delete the post itself. So yeah, people have bought and sold quite a few items using that, and it's been a big help. About my screenshot mass deployment, which I sent you. Oh shit, sorry. Let me tab back over, Chris. Sorry, 1 second. Hold on, I actually got another message. You're amazing. I listened to the live feed this morning. The way you break down and bridge deeper analytics to surface or beginning phases of whale max accounts to a mid or lower tier spender is not only needed but highly appreciated. Thank you for getting back to me. Keep up the great work. Your supporter and friend always. Enjoy your weekend. Oh, appreciate you. Thank you so much, Sticky. Let me pull yours. I have, holy shit, I have 15 messages before yours, Chris. Let me see. First or third, ignore the second. I made the first one because of emergency Garrison in Pompeii, or if I had to sit in OB or heli if Garrison is far away, as Felix works. Third one is the original Garrison pair. Oh, these are your mass deployment squads. Okay. I do see what you're going with. I mean, there's not much difference here, right? Rabina, Rabina, Janet, Chasey, Rick, Felix, Rick, Aaron. So it's really like Aaron, Felix, or Aaron, Chasey. I would probably run. I would do the Chasey Felix in a sense that Rick's Awaken skill still scales off of basic attack damage increase. So it makes the most sense to give him someone that increases basic attack damage by a ton. So I would run Chasey Rick, and then I would do the Felix Aaron. I would still do that because Felix gets the raw up to 18% damage increase, which then increases the damage that Aaron is doing in AoE anyways. Just in unison. So I would do that. Plus, she has a thing where she gets bonus rage on basic attacks, and Felix has a chance to perform an additional basic attack. So technically, you get additional rage as well. Potentially, can't say that for certain, but that would be another synergistic part. Even without that, though, the 18% increase in damage, plus the fact that she's dealing AoE, would just be a raw AoE damage increase to her. So that's what I would do. So I would do your third march in that picture. Can I send you flowers even if you're not my friend? Yes, you can. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. I was going to Chris's message because he sent me 2 screenshots of 2 mass deploys, but then there was somebody that had asked about I can just tell you. You said, "Hey Z, I hope all is great. I have a question. If you come across this by awesome, get an answer. With rally or garrison, why would one want to limit their hones to rally or garrison instead of squad damage or say range, just overall skill damage? Wouldn't this work so you could use it in all situations? No rush to get an answer. Blah 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 blah." And I covered it the same way I've covered with everybody else. Yes, I would prefer to get attack, defense, lethality, or lethality or block, because then, to his point that he had already touched on, it works not just in 30% of the situations for just garrison or just rallies, but it works for all of them, even if at a little bit lesser of a value amount. I'd rather take something that works 100% of the time than something that's a little bit better that only works 30% of the time. So it wasn't anything drastic or like some crazy unique question or something like that. It's something that we've answered quite a bit. Hey, I appreciate you, Karnjeet. Thank you so much. Holy shit. Thank you guys as well. Hey man, Felix Lions, is this from today? If it is, I'm not too sure what we're looking at here, but you don't have any rally or garrison homes, so that's good. We're looking at, holy shit, 83% attack. That's fat. And with that to pair, you have 800 lethality. That's pretty huge. That probably tears people up in the field. Yeah, no worries at all, Chris. Anytime, brother. One day, I promise I can't. I will stop this fault with can/can't. Oh, dude, I am Mr. Typo this morning, man. I cannot type, so. Thank you again on the Twitch side for all the Twitch subscriptions, whether the free primes or whatever have you. Again, between the flowers, the primes, and everything else, man, you guys have been awesome today. Like I'm simply just here because I wake up at 6 a.m. every day during the week for work, and when I wake up at that time on the weekends, like on Saturday, everybody else is asleep, but I don't have work to tend to, so that's why you guys have kind of been seeing this Saturday stream type thing for the last week or two. So updated. Holy shit, we've gone to 6.2. 95% attack? Holy fuck. 1100 lethality, 95% attack. Jesus Christ. You pretty much just have to hope you don't get touched. Like the minute that this march gets touched, you just evaporate like a Thanos snap. But at the same time, anybody that you touch evaporates like a Thanos snap. So, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, right? No, this is sick. Honestly, like if I was building like as a field player for Rider, this is how I would do it, 100%. You already have a ton of movement speed on the rider heroes and stuff. This makes it to where I can hit you, and like by the time you blink and see what happens because your march is going home, my march is already on the other side of the map. I hit you in G5 and I'm already in G6 by the time you know what happened. I'm in G6 hitting other players. This is sick. This is sick. This is I wish I had something like this personally for like my range march or for my rider pair. That's eventually what I want to do. I've only recently started working on my rider one. I'm only pushing like 5 mil. I just got these superb pieces. I need to get the pants up. This is lagging behind, but I just got the helmet. I'm working on that, but I'm hoping that I can get it to something like that because I want to do that. I want to have like a high mobility, high offensive stat. This is sick. This is sick. This is very similar to what Amides does, just to clue you in. He has, I think, like 1300 lethality on one set, but it's the same thing, like high attack, high lethality, that kind of thing. So, I mean, you know, Amides is one of the best rider players in the game, and you're kind of following suit with him, so ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, Rox, always good to see you, my man. Always good to see you. Stay safe, brother. Always good to hear from you. Appreciate you chiming in on the community Discord as well, and helping answering shit, and obviously you being here. So, have a good weekend, my man. I'm not used to having to talk for a few hours in a row. I'm not streaming every day like I used to. So, my voice is like, what the fuck are you doing right now? YouTube. Sorry, give me 1 second. Ooh. Yeah, see you later, Rux. Any other, holy shit, we've gone through a lot of, how many questions we had sent to us just in game today? How many players have we quote unquote helped? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31. 31 players, man. To have a morning where you help 31 players in a small amount of time, it's a good way to start your morning. I don't mind that at all. Helping some players make their accounts better and stuff. It's a good feeling. I will say though, guys, I started this at 6 a.m. and it is now 10:30. And now that the girlfriend and the little one have woken up, I did tell them we would go to brunch. So I'll probably look to close this out in the next 10 minutes. I apologize. But there is no war or anything like that going on today. So there's nothing else that's really kind of keeping me here at the moment besides helping you guys. Carbon steel is a rarity. Yes. T3 blueprints you can obtain. It's just fairly slow to get, but I guess I still want to use these on pants armaments, right? Might as well, because I still need to get my pants up for rider. There's 3. Might as well just do one more, I guess. Because I do eventually want to have the rider one built out. So that's 2 more to 3, then 2 more. So I need like, what, like 7 more copies? That's not too bad, I guess. We'll get there eventually. Packing up right now to move. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, shit. Thank you very much, Steve, for your commitment to the community. Have a nice day. Yeah, no worries at all. I appreciate you guys. Look, it's you guys are here, man. I'm just here as someone that has tested and made many mistakes over 1,300 days of playing. 1,300 days tomorrow, or 1,300 days at reset. As of reset today, actually, at 4:26 at reset, I'll have played this game for 1,300 days. So after 1,300 days of trying things, a lot of things not working the way I thought it would, a lot of mechanics being broken or working differently than we thought it would, discovering things that weren't intended, yada yada, whatever. 1,300 days of playing this game. All I can do is take 1,300 days of experience and share it with you guys. I have been playing games like this for over 10 years. I will admit that. I'm a fucking boomer when it comes to this. And I do enjoy the analytical aspect side of it. So even though it is kind of challenging and tough to bite the pill sometimes, that's the way you thought something worked doesn't work. It is a fun learning experience, and I do enjoy sharing what I learned with you guys as well. My mentality is that if I enjoy this game, the best thing that I could do for this game is to keep the game as alive as possible. And IGG is not doing a great job of that because they're kind of releasing some questionable updates like tornadoes and stuff to the game. But if I can help your enjoyment, even just a little bit, by helping you learn some stuff, or give you some advice that helps your account, then maybe you'll stick around longer. Maybe you'll enjoy the game a little bit more, and which in turn means that I have more people to play the game with. So, yeah, I don't mind helping. Can you please provide feedback on whether there are any flaws in my character Sophie's weapon attribute that need to be fixed? Yeah, send it over, by all means. Easiest way, region 164. Click on this FIB building. Click on this vault button, and then you'll find my name right there. And you can find me that way. Holy shit, 11,000 already. What the fuck? Hey, appreciate you, Karmjeet. Oh. Thanks to the stream, Z-Bro. I do look forward to your streams whenever you do it. Yeah, I'll be able to do it more often now. I didn't do it again for a while because I just started my new contract at the end of February. But now that we're, about 2 months in, things have kind of settled down. We're in the motion. We're in the groove. We're in the groove of things and stuff, and things are going well. So, there are definitely busier moments, and this might be one of those moments where we're kind of, heads down deep in the project we're working on. But when it comes to weekends, like, again, this is now 2 months that I've been waking up at 6 a.m. again every morning. And so when it comes to Saturdays, I'm awake 3 or 4 hours before everybody else, and nobody else is awake. So I've got nothing else to really do. So, but I should be able to return back to normal, like, war schedule streams, hopefully here soon. Again, weekend streams will probably be a thing. 300k gold, give me 10k. I don't have that right now. Is that really what I'm at? Oh yeah, 322. Jesus Christ. Maybe I should just go on vacation or something like that instead. Are block and lethality more important for armament honing as a lot of attack and defense we can get from a workshop, or attack and defense more good in armaments? No, you kind of nailed it on the head, Krish. I look at it as two things, right? I'll kind of give you the full math on this. I'm gonna put a pause in the music because I'm at the point now where my ADHD, I have to tunnel vision on something right now. So when it comes to attack and defense, if you go to your training barracks, right? If you go to train, you click on this little I button here. What you're looking at here is the base stat of your troop, right? That's the white number. The green number is your multiplier or your attack that you're getting from other sources. Now you can directly attribute this from here. So if I go to my buffs and I go to infantry squad attack 286.3, if I come back here, if you do the math, you'll actually notice that 596 is 286.3% of this right here. And so wherever you're getting all of these sources from attack from, this doesn't include like your hero, this doesn't include like some other aspects and values and stuff, but all this attack that you're getting from all these sources is what is essentially this green number here. So with that in mind, those raise this. So now your base attack becomes, what is that, like 804 is that number? So now your base number is 804. That then gets multiplied by your lethality, by your firepower, by your squad damage, things like that, right? And so because this number is getting raised from so many sources, not including like your hero skills and stuff, yes, I'm in the mindset that the value and the benefit of lethality, even though lethality has a very high drop off rate for diminished returns, because it's a multiplier of the base stat and it's scarce to get because you can only get it from one source, I would target as much lethality and block from armaments that you can possibly get. Yes, I'm in that mindset. There are situations and instances, like, for example, Lion here, where he already has very high lethality, but you can see that his build is like a glass cannon build, right? He's running 28% defense, 400 block, but he's very offensive damage oriented, as you should be, because with a rider hero, you know, you're typically, I'm going to hit your march. The minute my screen turns red, I'm going to outrun you by running away, turn around, and it's a play style, right? So yeah, you can build attack, you can build lethality, that kind of a thing. There's definitely ways to niche it per se, but as a whole, in general, you do want to build as much lethality and block as possible on your armaments, because again, it's the only place to get it. Now, granted, on the flip side of things, all hones are luck based. It's a roulette based system, so it's very hard to target stats. All you do is you click the hone button, and what you get is what you get. So it's more of one of those, you hope for lethality and block, you take whatever you can get, and if you can warrant replacing attack and defense down the road, it does make sense to target lethality and block. So what is tornado talk? I've been hearing people mention it. There's an update coming where they're going to put weather systems into the game, like fog of war and tornadoes and other elements and stuff into like the AR map and whatnot. I won the 2,000 gold giveaway you did once. Oh, yeah. I gave away 20k gold. I gave 2,500 gold to 2 people, 5,000 to one, and 10,000 to another. They all got their gold. Got another message here. What do we got? Hi, Z. This is my Sophie. Oh, yeah, your weapon. Sorry. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, as long as we can go around this and there isn't a bunch of rally and garrison hones, then you're perfectly fine. I mean, this is rally skill damage, but it's very minimal, and it's like one hone, and you can replace that over time. But what you want to focus and target or focus on is just making sure that you are staying within this attack, defense, and lethality and block section. It can be squad attack, squad block, or it could be range, whatever. But you just want to stay away from the rally and the garrison hones is the biggest thing. And you made mention, yeah, no, you didn't even mention what role you're in. But I mean, you're running what, 69, 70% attack and 700 block, 700 lethality, almost 800 lethality. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with this at all. This is a great set. Nothing wrong with that at all. At what tier is gold beast better than a maxed out purple beast? It is tier 7. Technically speaking, it does get better before that, but I want to provide advice to players that applies in all situations. And some players may have the potential raised on a purple beast and the potential not raised on a gold beast in this section here. So the default that I recommend to players is that you replace a purple beast that is gold or that is maxed out starred with a gold beast once it hits tier 7, and I'll show you why. Let's compare this. Let's compare this. Yeah, we could do it with the bull. So purple bull maxed out, leader skill deals 420 damage, right? 420% damage. With the gold bull, once it gets to tier 7, you can see that it's above that 420%. It's actually at a base 500%. And then if it's in a rally, it's even more. It's 750%. And you can see this is a behavior with the rest of them. So if I go to this purple tiger here and go to, oops, sorry. I accidentally clicked off my screen. If you go to raise him to max star, it caps out at 526% on his leader skill damage. And then here on the gold one, you'll see that in the same beast at gold is 546%. So tier 7 is kind of the key for when a gold beast becomes stronger to lead a purple one because their leader skill exceeds the damage of the maxed out purple one. And the most of your damage is going to come from your leader skill anyways. And so that's why you want to focus on that in terms of like who should lead at that point. So I'm focused on field. Then yeah, your Sophie's perfectly fine, by the way, Shay. For the field. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. What to work on with this armament set? Yeah, I got you. Sorry. I need water. Okay. What do we got here? Well, first let's just make sure. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. We have travel speed, which is actually fairly decent for riders in particular because they already have high base travel speed numbers on their heroes, and so this actually just compounds it more. You don't have any rally or garrison hones, so there's nothing like wrong with this. You're at 72% attack, which is huge. You're at 600, almost 700 lethality, which is huge. The block and the defense part don't matter as much, but it is there. You do have it to help mitigate. And instead of having high block and defense, you actually have high move speed, so you're able to get out and away from bad situations rather than trying to mitigate damage, and that's far more effective for riders. So your high offensive stats here of your 70% attack and your 700 lethality paired with a high travel speed makes you a nuisance in the field. You can hit people, deal a shit ton of damage, and then before they can deal damage to you, you're already on the other side of the map. So yeah, I don't care, Krish, by any means, please. I'm here for probably another 5 minutes. Which version of Doomsday do you use on PC, the official or the Steam version? I use the Steam version, mostly because I'm on Steam all the time, but also I have the quick login to where I can just log in with Steam into the game, so it's faster that way for me. So I do it on Steam, but I do know that the client version sometimes looks better. I don't know if it performs better, but at least like graphically wise, it seems like the client version looks a bit cleaner with like the shaders and stuff. I don't know. It could just be a placebo, but I think it is. I can't help him. Yeah, no worries at all, Barry. Let's see. Chris, you're sending me yours. Any other last minute questions, by the way, before we hightail it on out of here? Again, for those people that are just now tuning in to the stream, I apologize that I'm not able to stream nearly as often anymore, but every single day I do respond to a lot of the questions and stuff that players direct me on Discord. The best way to do that is in the community Discord that I run and operate. There are other people in there like Rocks, like Destructive or Death or whatever you want to call them. There's a lot of very like like smart players and seasoned players, I guess is really the word that I'm looking for, that can help answer questions, myself included, and I do respond to that a lot. In the description of the YouTube stream that you have going on, you can go in there and it says the Knowledge Syndicate Discord invite. If you click on that blue link, it should take you directly to Discord, either in the web client or your UI application client, and it'll bring you directly to the Discord. And again, that's where most of the questions that I get directed get answered when I'm not streaming and stuff. So let's see. Oh shit, you have a 6.8 rider. How did I not know you have a 6. I did know that. I'm never mind. I'm stupid. I don't know why I knew you had something strong. I just forgot that it was a rider. It's what's his name? What's the other guy's name? He has the 4-letter word Step. It's Step that has the ranged one. I always get you confused with him. I always think that you have the ranged one. It's Step that has the ranged one. Let's see. So attack, defense. So you're at 40% attack, 50% defense, 800 block, and 700 lethality. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this either. It is very it's very defense and damage reduction oriented. But honestly, considering the fact that that is Ryder's main problem, I know that you Garrison or rally as well. So it makes your rally harder to swarm. Same thing with your Garrison. So in a big sense, you actually solve the main problem that Rider Garrisons and Rider Rallies have, which is that they can get swarmed out super, super easy. The fact that you have 50% defense and high block to pair with it is huge. Plus, you have, because it's you have some of the May pieces as well. You should have, yeah. So you have HP here, and I think you should have, no, it is just squad HP, isn't it? Okay, so you have 16% HP. You have a reduction in counter damage taken. You have 12% skill damage taken reduction, which Chasey already offers a bunch of. So that's even better. And then basic attack, yeah, so you have a lot of damage reduction and stuff like that. So this is actually huge. So if in terms of like a Rider Garrison or a Rider Rally, you would perform, you wouldn't deal as much outgoing damage, but it would be so much harder to swarm your shit out, which obviously you're in the Alliance. You know how we play. If something of ours is getting swarmed out, we're all swarming them as well. So this, I think that this complements, if anything, this complements the playstyle of our Alliance the best, because you can sustain longer, which gives the Alliance more time to react and counter their swarms and stuff like that. So I think just in general, more so than just the stats itself, you're kind of just built around an Alliance that's willing to play around you, and we certainly are. So I think this is solid. There's nothing wrong with this at all, Krish. I think that you're built for where you're supposed to be, or where you are is the best way to put it. What's up, Archie? How's it going? Infantry already has a good defense, so should we get lethality? Should we get all lethality or block? It doesn't necessarily matter. So infantry has very high defense, so the more defense that you build, it just multiplies against a higher base number. So if you get, say, 200% defense, and your defense is 250%, or 250 is a base number instead of 200, 200% of 250 is going to be far better than it's going to be 25% better than 200% of 200, right? So the more that you stack, it compounds, it helps build it. Even with diminishing returns, because you have a high base stat, it just multiplies better. That's why even for myself, I have very high block on my sets, right? I have right now almost 1100 block. I used to have 1300, but I switched it out because I went damage reduction, damage reduction, damage, and then damage reduction here. So I swap some of it out, but I capitalize on the fact that infantry already has very high defense, and I build to kind of complement it per se. Instead of trying to build a bunch of attack and lethality and build towards a stat that is lowest on infantry, I build to complement the stat. So you can do it either way. You can either make up for their lack of damage by building more towards it, or build in cohesion with what their base stats already provide. If I focus only on rider squads, what should I prioritize in my equipment, the backpack or the rider gear pieces? So my advice is that if you are 60% or more of your squads that you use are one troop type, so in practice, that means that if you use 5 marches and at least 3 of them are one troop type, I would focus that troop type for their stats first before doing the backpack. The backpack is expensive when it comes to like equipment pieces or parts and materials to upgrade it, not because it's just better per se, but because it's squad stats, and so that applies to all 3 troop types. So naturally it's going to be more expensive, but you can get similar stats when it comes to damage reduction, and those types of things by raising the defense, the HP, and the attack of your specific troop type, and it'll be cheaper to do so because you're not trying to upgrade something that impacts all of your troops, even if you're only using one of them. I thought I fucked it up due to a little lower lethality and attack, and max accounts won't have any problems to swarm my shit out. No. I mean, max accounts are going to do what max accounts do, and they're going to swarm shit. But at the end of the day, if you have more defense and more block, it's not that you're not going to be able to get swarmed out. It's that it's going to take them longer to do it. So because you create that cushion or that larger window for the team to react, it allows for us to then have more time to react to what they're doing. And if you build full offense, here's the hard part about it, right? Is that if you build full offense in our bracket, we're fighting maxed accounts. So not only do they have the max amount of outgoing damage, but they have the max amount of damage mitigation. So if you build full offense, you're not actually getting the benefit of full offense because you're fighting somebody that already has max defense, right? And so a lot of that doesn't really work out in the higher brackets because you're not going to out trade a whale. You're not going to outspend a whale. You're not going to outperform a maxed account. But if you can build damage reduction, then you can create a window to do other things to counter their play. That's why my stuff works so well in the maxed brackets that we play in. Like when we're fighting, let me see here. The one that comes to mind is like this, right? So this is the one that comes to mind. RRZ is a maxed out account with max garage. His armaments are all maxed out. He's got, damage and damage reduction across the board with range, all that kind of stuff. The reason we can trade like this is not because I'm out trading him because my shit is worse. What it is that I have built so much damage reduction that it creates windows of opportunity to where we can then get on the field and swarm his shit, swarm their reinforcements, that kind of a thing. It takes them far longer to break our stuff, and they deal less damage per second, so it creates more seconds for us to create reactive play styles to then that counter the play through other means and stuff. And that's why we're able to trade as well as we do against accounts like that, or fighting against like bees, for example, or whatever have you. We do as well as we do because that damage mitigation creates those windows for us to do other things to outperform them rather than just trying to go blow for blow with a maxed account, which we're not going to be able to do. So no, you built your stuff properly is the best way to put it. Okay. I am 3 minutes past. I'm getting hungry. It is almost 11 a.m. We've been at this for about 5 hours or 4 hours or whatever it is, and I'm getting hungry. I usually don't eat breakfast, but on the weekends I do like to try to do something with the girlfriend and the little one to get some food or go have brunch or something like that. Just, I don't know, just enjoy the day since we're always usually working and busy. So I'm going to go do that. Appreciate you guys being here as always. Yeah, if you guys haven't already joined that community Discord, down in the description, send your questions and stuff like that there. Always happy to answer them there. I will stream when I'm able to. Feel free to drop a comment, send me a message, or do whatever you need to do. If you need to reach me somewhere, I'm always happy to help. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, whether it's just starting or you're halfway into it. And I will see you guys soon and in the next one. Appreciate you guys. Wait, why did you say hi guy? Is hi guy here? Get my stuff for you much clearly. Enjoy your meal, bro. I'll catch you later. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. I don't know why you said hi guy. I don't think, is hi guy here? I don't, if he is, I didn't see his message. But if hi guy's here, hello hi guy. How you doing? All right, yeah. See you guys later. Peace. Deuces.